Chapter 1795. You don't have to thank me. It should be me and the cultivators of the entire divine continent thanking you. Because of you tribulation takers, the divine continent can survive. The barefoot enlightened being was sincere. For a moment, Qin felt a little guilty. He realized that the millennium tribulation mentioned by the old man was not a joke, and he was likely to be a tribulation taker. However, Qin had no intention of helping the divine continent. It wasn't that he was timid, but he couldn't even take care of his family and friends. How could he care about other things? Qin didn't want to talk about the tribulation taker anymore. He wanted to return the pills and formation plates to the barefoot enlightened being and pretend that he had never been here or heard about the millennium tribulation. But it all happened, as if it was predestined. Qin knew he couldn't do that, or else the barefoot enlightened being would never let him go. Young hero Qin, please wait. I have a private matter to discuss with you. Qin was stopped at the door. He asked, Senior, please speak your mind. It's about my daughter's marriage. She was the #1 genius of the Northern Sands continent 2 years ago. Both her appearance and talent are a perfect match for young hero Qin. Do you have any thoughts in that regard? The barefoot enlightened being looked serious. He was definitely not joking. Qin almost stumbled. Why were there so many people asking him to go on blind dates everywhere? Most importantly, the age gap between him and Yun Chan was too big. If Yun Chan was the #1 genius of the Northern Sands continent 2 years ago, it would have been 10 years ago. So, this woman was at least 30 or 40 years old. In fact, Qin had accepted a 1,000 illusion child in the inner hidden sects of China. However, his relationship with the 1,000 illusion child was rather special. First, they were enemies. Then, in order to punish that woman, Qin pushed her down. But now, the barefoot enlightened being wanted him to marry her. The nature was completely different. Senior, you should have seen the 2 women I brought with me. They are both my wives. I have no intention of marrying again. Qin couldn't help but think of Su Ru'er. At that time, Elder Su wanted to bring them together. The fact that you have a wife has nothing to do with what I said. Of course, if you don't like Chan, you can just say it. Daoist Barefoot felt a little helpless when he said those words. Yun Chan was the #1 genius in the Northern Sands continent 2 years ago. It was because she was too outstanding that she hadn't taken a fancy to a male partner until now. In the end, she was politely rejected by Qin. However, Daoist Barefoot didn't have any temper because Qin was the tribulation taker of the peerless ultimate god. Senior, you're being too serious. Sect leader Yun is a genius. If you really want to say that I'm not worthy of her, it's just that I've already married many wives and I don't plan to marry any more. Since the conversation had reached this point, Daoist Barefoot didn't try to persuade him any further. The two chatted for a while more before Qin took his leave. Before leaving, Daoist Barefoot said that he would go to the Kingdom of Spirits. Qin expressed his gratitude. He knew what Daoist Barefoot was thinking. Now that the Kingdom of Spirits had become famous in the Northern Sands continent, there would be many cultivators looking for it. If Daoist Barefoot showed himself in the Kingdom of Spirits, he would definitely scare off many people with ill intentions. Qin's original goal in this trip to Jiangchuan was to find Bailing Spirit Mountain. He didn't expect that he would accidentally become the #1 genius in the Northern Sands continent. Thinking of this, he could only shake his head and smile bitterly. The 3 of them set off again. To save time, Qin directly drove the flying cloud all towards Bailing Spirit Mountain. No matter which city or market they went to, he didn't stop. He didn't even land when he passed by Xianyuanlin's house. The flying cloud all wasn't a flying treasure from the divine continent. It was a high-tech product obtained from the Star Saint interface of the Hedonist sovereign system. Qianfen discovered that the flying cloud all had a positioning and navigation function. As for how it could do this in the Divine Continent where there was no signal network coverage, Qianfen couldn't figure it out. This saved Qianfen a lot of trouble. He directly set his destination on the navigation system, Bailing Spirit Mountain, and the flying cloud all moved on its own. Qianfen took advantage of his free time to refine confinement in his room. However, he discovered that the refining process of a true weapon was very complicated. After refining for 3 whole days, he only managed to refine the dark grade saber that he won from Su Qi. Apart from refining weapons, he spent the rest of his time fooling around with Zhang Kuku. Qianfen wanted to seize the time to cultivate and stabilize his realm, but Zhang Kuku was too seductive. She only needed to say one sentence and he couldn't help but pounce on her. Rumble. A loud noise suddenly came from the room next door. Zhang Kuku was sitting naked in Qianfen's arms. She was so scared that she didn't dare to move. Big brother Qianfen, what happened? Did the flying ship hit something? Zhang Kuku had been worried about the flying cloud all being piloted by no one. Qianfen was very confident in the products of Star Technology. If the flying cloud all could hit something, he wouldn't mind giving up the Hedonist sovereign system. It seems to be coming from Xiao Li's room. I'll go and take a look. Qianfen was so anxious that he didn't even bother to put on his underwear. He casually put on a white robe and ran out of the room. When he opened the door of the room next door, he saw Xiao Li lying on the bed. The room was filled with dense yin qi and black fog. It was as if he had entered hell. Xiao Li, are you all right? Qianfen walked to the bed and found Xiao Li's clothes were torn to shreds. Her clothes were barely covering her body. Her face was as pale as a sheet and there was blood at the corner of her mouth. Master, I failed to break through. Xiao Li looked at Qianfen. Her eyes were evasive and strange. Qianfen didn't have time to think. He quickly took out a few healing pills and fed them to Xiao Li. Then, he circulated his inner qi to help her recuperate. After the time it took for a joss stick to burn, Xiao Li's condition had stabilized. Phew. Xiao Li, you're all right now. Ha. The aura in your body is so strong. What realm are you in now? Qianfen focused all his attention on Xiao Li's injuries and did not pay attention to anything else. Now, he discovered that the aura in her body was as strong as a tidal wave. She was at least a Saint King realm cultivator. Qianfen knew that when Xiao Li came out of the witchcraft sect, she was just a stage 9 minor ghost realm. Later on, she broke through to stage 1 great ghost realm. According to the comparison of the realms of ghost cultivators and orthodox cultivators, stage 1 great ghost realm was only early stage immortal qi realm. How could Xiao Li have the strong aura of a Saint King realm? Master, I'm now a Ghost King realm stage 1. After Xiao Li recovered her body, there was a blush on her face. Qianfen was shocked. From Great Ghost Realm to Ghost King Realm, there was a gap of an entire realm. There were 9 small realms. Even if Qianfen had the Hedonist sovereign system, all kinds of pills and fortuitous encounters, he could not cross an entire realm in a few days. Master, it should be the effect of the soul-suppressing orb. The soul-suppressing orb has collected millions of Yin souls, and a ghost cultivator needs Yin soul aura to break through. Xiao Li seemed to be able to read Qianfen's mind and took the initiative to explain. Qianfen was enlightened. But even so, he was still shocked by Xiao Li's speed of breaking through. Chapter 1796. How many souls did you use up inside the soul-suppressing orb? Qianfen asked. Master, I've used up quite a lot. I've probably absorbed 10% of the Yin souls. Shaoli said carefully. Qin Fen rolled his eyes. He had only used 1/10 of his Yin soul, but he had gone from Great Ghost Stage 1 to Ghost King Stage 1. As expected, the breakthrough of ghost cultivators could not be compared to that of orthodox cultivators. Then, after you've absorbed all the spirits in the soul-suppressing orb, wouldn't your realm be higher than the gate of witchcraft's gate leader? Qin Feng was a little excited. If Shaoli could really break through to that realm, they wouldn't have to worry about the existence of the witchcraft sect. Master, ghost cultivators are the same as orthodox cultivators. The higher the realm, the harder it is to break through. I feel that after I use up the soul-suppressing orb, my realm will be ghost immortal at most. It will be very difficult to step into the ghost venerable realm. According to the comparison between ghost cultivators and orthodox martial cultivators, ghost immortals would be at the Buddha light realm, while ghost venerables would be at the true spirit realm. Moreover, ghost cultivators were much stronger than martial cultivators of the same level. Even if Shaoli could only step into the ghost immortal realm, he would still be considered as one of the experts in the northern sand region. Most importantly, Shaoli would probably only take a few months to become a ghost immortal. Very good. If you have time, then cultivate and strive to become a ghost immortal as soon as possible. Qin Fen said. Shaoli looked at him nervously. Master, you won't be angry that I used up all the resources in the soul-suppressing orb, right? To a ghost cultivator like Shaoli, those spirits were a supreme cultivation resource, just like how dense spiritual energy was to orthodox martial cultivators. But in Qin Fen's eyes, spirits were completely useless. You're thinking too much. I gave you the soul-suppressing orb a long time ago, and it's yours in the first place. You just need to focus on cultivating. Oh right, don't lose control just because you're in a hurry to break through. Otherwise, it'll be very easy for you to go berserk. Qin Fen looked at Shaoli with some heartache. He guessed that this girl must be absorbing spirits crazily because her cultivation level was too low. She was afraid of dragging him down. However, it was only one of the reasons why Shaoli went berserk. The main reason why Shaoli went berserk was because he heard the commotion in the room next door, especially Zhang Ku's unscrupulous screams. Ah! Master, your clothes! Shaoli suddenly screamed. Only then did she realize that Qin Feng was only wearing a white robe. The buttons on the robe were not buttoned, and the inside was empty. Earlier, Qin Feng had rushed over because he was anxious. When he discovered the situation, he felt incredibly awkward, especially since little Qin Feng was disobedient and was in a state of excitement. Little Li, rest well first. You can cultivate after your body has recovered. Qin Feng pulled up his clothes to cover his body. Shaoli's clothes were torn and tattered. It was a seductive and sexy scene. Qin Feng's heart was set ablaze. He planned to rush back to the room next door and finish what he was about to do with Zhang Ku. Before he could leave, Shaoli's shy voice came from behind. Master, is that very painful? Why is Kiki yelling so loudly? Qin Feng staggered and almost fell. He knew that Shaoli didn't even have the chance to find a boyfriend before she was captured by the ghost-faced Yin King and refined into a ghost cultivator. When it came to matters between men and women, this girl was like a blank piece of paper. Shaoli, Kiki isn't in pain, she's just comfortable. After Qin Feng finished speaking, he had a look of awkwardness on his face. This was the first time he had explained something like this to a girl. Shaoli was shocked. Her eyes revealed a trace of yearning. She thought, how comfortable must it be for her to yell like that? Master, can you let me feel comfortable as well? Seeing that Qin Feng was about to leave again, Shaoli mustered up all the courage in her body and spoke. Her voice was as soft as a mosquito, but it was clearly heard by Qin Feng. Qin Feng turned around and looked at Shaoli. Her charming expression and wild clothes were irresistible. He hesitated for a moment, but in the end, he closed the door and walked towards Xiaoli. For the rest of the night, the battle was intense. Xiaoli initially suspected that Zhang Kuku was not faking it, but after experiencing it herself, she realized that her yelling was even more exaggerated than Zhang Kuku. Ever since he subdued Xiaoli, Qin Feng was extremely busy. He alternated between the rooms of the two beauties every day. Let alone cultivating, he didn't even have time to refine the confinement technique. On the 7th day, the soaring cloud all entered Xixia City. In just 7 days, Xiaoli had broken through from 1st layer Great Ghost King stage to 5th layer Ghost King stage. Qin Fan and Zhang Kuku were stunned by Xiaoli's heaven-defying speed. Xixia City was not big, and the buildings on the streets were slightly dilapidated. However, there were many cultivators in the city. Judging from their travel-worn appearance, most of them were just passing by like Qin Feng. Qin Fan took out the map he got from the Pear Island auction and looked at it again. Xixia Valley and Bailing Spirit Mountain were marked on the map, but they were only words. There wasn't a specific route drawn, and the marked route ended at Xixia City. It seemed like Qin Fan could only ask the people of Xixia City for the location of Xixia Valley and Bailing Spirit Mountain. What's going on over there? Why are there so many people? I heard that City Lord Ouyang is looking for a doctor to save his dying wife. Sigh. City Lord Ouyang has been infatuated with Madame Xixia for his whole life. Who would have thought that he would end up like this? What a pity. What kind of illness does Madame Xixia have? Rumor has it that City Lord Ouyang has reached the peak of True Spirit Realm 9, but he can't cure her. Qin Feng, Xiaoli, and Zhang Kuku, and Xiaoli were walking past a public notice wall. Qin Feng had no intention of paying attention to such trivial matters as he had more important matters to attend to. However, after Zhang Kuku and Xiaoli heard the words of the cultivators, their hearts were filled with kindness, especially when they heard that City Lord Ouyang was an infatuated man. Big brother Qin Feng, aren't you a divine doctor? Do you want to go and take a look? Master, they said that City Lord Ouyang is so pitiful. It's such a pity that a lover can't last long. Qin Feng was speechless. He knew that if he didn't treat Madame Xixia, Zhang Kuku and Xiaoli would definitely be upset. However, Qin Feng knew that he wouldn't be able to cure her even if he went. He heard from those cultivators that City Lord Ouyang had reached the True Spirit Realm 9. If even City Lord Ouyang couldn't cure Madame Xixia, what could he do? Kuku, Xiaoli, we still have business to attend to. Moreover, the Divine Supreme Continent is different from Earth. My medical skills might not work here. Qin Feng tried to persuade them. The two girls pouted and didn't say anything. Their expressions showed that they were not satisfied. I heard that City Lord Ouyang will give a jade token of Xixia Valley to anyone who can cure the City Lord's wife. Xixia Valley is one of the 8 great saint realms in the northern Sand Continent. Rumor has it that any cultivator who goes to Xixia Valley will be able to reach the True Spirit Realm. Such an attractive reward, why doesn't anyone go to see the doctor? Ha! If Madame Xixia's illness is so easy to cure, City Lord Ouyang would be able to cure her himself. Why would he need to send out a notice? Chapter 1797. Qin Feng felt that something was wrong when he heard about the Violet Cloud Valley Jade Token. It seemed that the Violet Cloud Valley's secret territory wasn't a place that could be entered just because one wanted to. Brother, may I know what the Violet Cloud Valley Jade Token is? Qin Feng asked a Saint King Realm cultivator next to him. Perhaps it was because Violet Cloud City was located in the deepest part of the Jiangchuan region that the information here developed relatively slowly. That cultivator didn't recognize Qin Feng and the other cultivators gathered here didn't recognize Chao Feng, who had recently become the #1 genius of the northern sand continent. However, the Saint King Realm cultivator didn't dare to be negligent because Qin Feng's strength was at the peak of the 9th Saint King Realm, which was much higher than his. Senior, I believe you must have heard of Violet Cloud Valley. It's one of the 8 great saint territories of the northern sand continent. However, many people don't know that one must have a teleportation jade token to enter Violet Cloud Valley, and it's very difficult to obtain one. One jade token can be sold for tens of millions of high-grade spirit stones on the black market, and it needs other treasures to be exchanged. Qin Feng understood that just having a map of Violet Cloud Valley was useless. He believed that the entrance to the secret territory was also a large array, and the Violet Cloud Valley jade token was the thing that opened the array. Let's go and see City Lord Ouyang's wife. Zhang Kuku and Xiao Li were overjoyed when they heard Qin Feng's words. Ha! I knew Brother Qin Feng would listen to me the most. Master, you're such a good person. Qin Feng felt awkward in the face of the 2 girls' praise. If it wasn't for the Violet Cloud Valley jade token, he wouldn't have gone to see his wife. However, since he was misunderstood, he didn't bother to explain. After all, City Lord Ouyang and I are both infatuated men. How can I bear to see this pair of ill-fated mandarin ducks separated by yin and yang? Qin Feng said seriously. The 2 girls were touched by Qin Feng's words and felt that they had found the right man in their lives. There were many people going to Ouyang Mansion. Qin Feng could see that most of them had the same idea as him, and they were all going for the Violet Cloud Valley jade token. With the old butler of Ouyang Mansion leading the way, they arrived at the mansion in the time it takes for a stick of incense to burn. However, a large number of people had gathered at the gate, and the scene was as chaotic as a market. Big Brother Qin Feng, why are there so many people here? Zhang Kuku pouted and complained. The cultivator who told Qin Feng about the Xixia Valley Jade Tablet also came. In fact, he didn't have the slightest assurance that he could cure Madame Xixia, but it was always good to come and try his luck. When the time came, he could casually give Madame Xixia a few healing pills. If she couldn't be cured, then so be it. But if she was cured by a stroke of luck, then he would make a big profit. This kind of thinking naturally couldn't be said casually, but at this time, most of the cultivators gathered outside the Ouyang Mansion had this kind of thinking. Senior, I am Zhao Zirwei, a disciple of White Cloud Mountain. These people are all here to treat Madame Xixia's illness. The male Saint King Realm took the initiative to please Qin Feng. He saw that Qin Feng was already a peak Saint King at such a young age, so even if he thought with his toes, he could tell that Qin Feng was a disciple of a 5-star sect. Zhang Kuku grumbled, there are so many people here. Ask that City Lord Ouyang to come out. As long as Big Brother Qin Feng takes action, he will definitely be able to cure Madame Xixia. This silly girl's shout was so loud that even the cultivators outside the door could hear it. Qin Feng was speechless, and he wished he could sew this silly girl's mouth shut. This was the divine continent, and he didn't know if the acupuncture technique he used on Earth would work. If he couldn't cure Madame Xixia, he would be greatly embarrassed. Hee. Who do you think you are? Madame Xixia has been ill for more than a year. During this period, many extraordinary people came to visit her, but none of them could cure her. Are you sure that you can cure her? Why bother with those guys? They must be here to steal the jade token. Do they think it's that easy to get the jade token of Violet Cloud Valley? Yo! Little junior sister, what did you eat to grow up? How did you develop so well? Many cultivators were attracted by Zhang Kuku's arrogant words, and they began to discuss among themselves. A little old man with a mustache revealed a wretched look as he looked at Zhang Kuku's proud body from top to bottom. Stinky old man, what nonsense are you talking about? Do you believe that I won't beat you up? With Zhang Kuku's fiery temper, she couldn't stand being mistreated. She clenched her fists and was about to hit the old man, but she didn't move. Others thought she was afraid, but only Qin Fen knew that she had lost 80% of her strength. Little junior sister, you have a fiery temper, but this old man likes female cultivators with your character. Do you want to be my partner? I'm the little elder of the 4 Stars sect, the Shuni sect. As long as I say the word, you can become the Shuni sect's core disciple. Qi Bang's face was filled with pride as if the Shuni sect belonged to his family. As a matter of fact, a 4 Stars sect was nothing in the Jiangchuan region, but Qi Bang noticed that Zhang Kuku didn't emit any aura, so he thought that she was just a silly little girl who didn't cultivate. Qin Fen saw through Qi Bang's thoughts with just a glance, and he couldn't help but laugh in his heart. He knew that this little old man was going to run out of luck soon. Bullshit. If you want to find a woman, go find your mother. Stop disgusting me. Zhang Kuku was extremely ferocious when she was enraged. Her words were also unrestrained. Even Xiao Li was taken aback. The surrounding cultivators were dumbfounded. The smile on Qi Bang's face froze. He had been in the northern sand region for so long, but this was the first time he had seen a woman who spoke more viciously than a man. Did she still have the image of a woman? You crazy girl, what bullshit are you talking about? Everyone saw it, it was this woman who spoke rudely to me first, I'm going to teach her a lesson right now. Qi Bang was insulted in front of everyone, and he couldn't maintain his old face anymore. He didn't have the mood to pick up girls anymore, and suddenly, a violent aura surged out from his body. It turned out that it was the cultivation of Buddha aura transformation. You still dare to attack? Do you really think I'm afraid of you? Big brother Qin Feng, go. Zhang Kuku was not afraid of Qi Bang at all. However, her last sentence made Qin Feng speechless. Qi Bang's palm was already in front of Zhang Kuku. It was as if Qi Bang had purposely grabbed at her voluptuous bosom. Rumble. A loud explosion rang out. It was more violent than what everyone had imagined. The scene in front of them stunned everyone. Zhang Kuku stood unscathed on the spot, but Qi Bang was sent flying more than 10 meters away. He fell to the ground and coughed up a few mouthfuls of blood. What's going on? What happened just now? Qin Feng's attack was too fast, and many people were puzzled. There were some experts in the crowd, and they saw the moment Qin Feng attacked. Their eyes were filled with astonishment. Judging from the power of Qin Feng's palm, he was at least an expert who had stepped into the early stage of Buddha aura transformation. Moreover, Qin Feng was only 30 years old. His talent in cultivation was truly astonishing. It was that young hero who attacked. They should be together. That young hero in white robes. He's only 30 years old, and he defeated Qi Bang with one move. That Qi Bang seems to have stepped into the Buddha aura transformation. Indeed, you can't judge a book by its cover. Our North Sand continent has produced many talented cultivators recently. Young hero Qin is the one who made the Spirit Surge pill appear, and Senior Qiao Feng who became famous in the Genius Conference held in the Binji Market not long ago. The heated discussion continued, but no one went to help Qi Bang up. Even the 2 disciples who came with Qi Bang didn't dare to move. They were deeply afraid that they would incur Qin Feng's displeasure, and if that happened, they would also be implicated. Many cultivators mentioned Qiao Feng, but no one could recognize that Qiao Feng was right in front of them. Hearing everyone's discussion, Qin Feng was a little worried. He didn't want his identity to be exposed. That would attract a lot of unnecessary trouble. On the street opposite the Ouyang Manor, 2 men in black were hiding in a corner sneakily. Are you sure that person is Qin Feng? His appearance is completely different, the slightly older old man said. Elder Wu, sure, this disciple definitely wouldn't be wrong. You might not know this, but this Qin Feng is very sinister. He often changes his identity. Actually, Qiao Feng is his other identity. So this old and young pair were disciples of the witchcraft sect. Wu Shi had escaped from Qin Feng, and now the entire witchcraft sect was searching for Qin Feng's whereabouts. They didn't expect Qin Feng to come to Xixia City. Very good. Immediately report this news to the sect. If we can really capture that kid, we'll have done a great service. Wu Shi smiled strangely. He wasn't in a hurry to attack, because he knew that he wasn't Qin Feng's match. The disciple added, "That's right, Elder Wu Shi, should we spread the news that Qin Feng is Qiao Feng? I've asked around. This Qin Feng has used two identities and offended many large sects in the northern Sand region. Even the Soaring Dragon Merchant Guild, Invincible Sect, and Seven-Star Monastery are after him. As for the other small sects, there are countless of them. If this kid's identity is exposed, there will definitely be a large number of cultivators coming to take revenge. At that time, we can just sit back and reap the benefits." This witchcraft sect disciple was quite quick-witted. After hearing this, the strange smile on Wu Shi's face became even wider. He. This is a good idea. Your disciple is not bad. If you follow me wholeheartedly, I guarantee you won't be mistreated. The disciple immediately smiled and said, "Thank you, Elder Wu Shi, for your guidance." Qin Feng didn't notice the situation here. He was in a hurry to bring Zhang Kuku and Shaoli into the Ouyang Manor. He wanted to quickly cure his illness and get the jade token before rushing to Xixia Valley. Because there was a fight outside, a group of people walked out of the Ouyang Manor. When they saw the man leading the group, the noisy environment immediately quietened down. "City Lord Ouyang Jun is here. I heard that City Lord Ouyang has stepped into the peak of True Spirit Realm 9. The aura on his body is extremely strong and I can't see through it at all. I'm afraid that kid is out of luck. He dared to hurt people outside the Ouyang Manor. City Lord Ouyang won't let him off easily." Very soon, everyone's gaze shifted from Ouyang Jun to Qin Feng. Many of them had a playful look in their eyes, as if a good show was about to begin. Qin Feng couldn't help but feel nervous. In front of a peak True Spirit Realm expert, he felt pressured. If Ouyang Jun was not easy to talk to and directly attacked him, it would be troublesome. He could escape quickly, but what about Zhang Kuku and Shaoli? As expected, as soon as Ouyang Jun walked out, he put on a straight face and walked in front of Qin Feng. "Who are you? How dare you cause trouble in front of my manor?" Qin Feng was anxious to get the Xixia Valley Jade token and resolve the conflict in front of him. His thoughts turned quickly and he secretly sent a voice transmission to Ouyang Jun. "City Lord Ouyang, I'm Qiao Feng. I didn't mean to offend you. I'm here to treat Madame Xixia." Chapter 1798. Qin Feng purposely revealed Qiao Feng's identity. Although no one recognized him after he arrived at Xixia City, he knew that his reputation had long spread here. It was just that these people weren't present at the genius competition, so they couldn't recognize his appearance. As expected, Ouyang Jun's expression changed greatly. Of course, he had heard of Qiao Feng's name. Rumor had it that this #1 genius of the northern sand continent was a king of elixirs at such a young age. He even created the soul beauty pill at the genius competition. Maybe he really had a way to cure Madame Xixia. But before he could speak, Qin Feng transmitted his voice again. "City Lord Ouyang, I don't want to expose my identity. Just bring me to your mansion, I will try my best to cure Madame Xixia." Ouyang Jun swallowed the words he was about to say and said, "Young hero, please come with me." Qin Feng followed Ouyang Feng into the mansion. Zhang Kuku and Shaoli were at a loss. They didn't know what happened. Long after they left, the cultivators gathered outside the mansion were in an uproar. Ha! City Lord Ouyang didn't punish that guy. He even invited him to the mansion. Why do I feel that City Lord Ouyang knows that young hero? Otherwise, he wouldn't have let him off so easily. Stop talking. That young hero entered the Buddha Aura realm at such a young age. Obviously, he is a disciple of a 5-star sect or family in the northern Sand Continent. We can't afford to offend him. When everyone said that Qin Feng was from a 5-star sect, more and more people believed it to be true. Qi Bang was so scared that he ignored the pain in his body. He crawled up and ran away. When he thought about how he had boasted in front of Qin Feng that he was an elder of the 4-star sect, the Shuni sect, he felt a burning sensation on his face. Ouyang Jun had already brought Qin Feng and the others to the main mansion. As soon as they entered, a white-haired old man in a black robe was sitting on a high seat. City Lord Ouyang, who are these people? The old man asked. Ouyang Jun showed an apologetic expression and said with a smile, elder of a humble sect, this young hero is also here to cure Madame Zixia. As soon as the words left his mouth, the old man's face immediately fell. City Lord Ouyang, what do you mean by this? Qin Feng glanced at the frigid sect elder. That old man was only at the 6 changes of Buddha's aura, but Ouyang Jun's attitude towards him was very amiable. Frigid sect elder, please don't misunderstand. After all, Madam has been bedridden for more than a year. During this time, we've sought out all sorts of extraordinary people from all over the world, but we've still not been able to cure Madam's illness. Not waiting for Ouyang Jun to finish speaking, Han Men impatiently waves his hand and says, City Lord Ouyang, our Xian medical sect is a famous 5-star holy medical sect in the Northern Sands region. The number of cultivators who have been cured, if not 1,000,000, is at least 100,000. Since the Xian medical sect has already made a move, why do you still need to invite other ants to come? Is this not believing in my great Xian medical sect's strength? This is the first time Qin Feng has heard of the Xian medical sect. Looking at the stance of the poor sect, he knows that their power isn't small. What's more, the Lord of Ouyang City, who is at the peak of True Spirit Realm 9, didn't get angry. It's even more obvious that the Xian medical sect's position in the Northern Sands region is extraordinary. These so-called reputations might be able to intimidate others, but they were useless in front of Zhang Kuku, who was like a newborn calf. Smelly old man, who are you calling an ant? I think you're the charlatan who swindles people. Zhang Kuku can't bear to hear others speak ill of Qin Feng. The poor sect widens his eyes and looks at her incredulously. Obviously, he didn't expect that this junior would dare to talk back to him. You silly little girl, how can you speak to this old man like this? You said that this old man swindles people? Have you ever heard of the Xian medical sect? The poor sect was angered by Zhang Kuku's words, but the following words almost angered him to death. What bullshit black medicine sect? Look at the name you're calling out, you're obviously black people. You ignorant junior, this old man can't be bothered with you. The poor sect realizes that he can't win against Zhang Kuku. With a cold face, he says to Ouyang Jun, City Lord Ouyang, it seems that you're not sincere at all. Since that's the case, I'll leave. Ouyang Jun becomes anxious and hurriedly dissuades, Elder poor sect, please don't be angry. The Xian medical sect is famous throughout the Northern Sand Continent. Their medical skills can be said to be peerless. How can I not be sincere? It's just that young hero Qiao Feng's arrival was so sudden that I didn't expect it. In his anxiety, Ouyang Jun reveals Qin Feng's identity. The poor sect's expression changes greatly. Although there are many cultivators with the same name in the Northern Sand Continent, the youngster that City Lord Ouyang values so highly is obviously the #1 genius Qiao Feng, who made a name for himself in Binji City not long ago. City Lord Ouyang, he's the current #1 genius of the Northern Sand Continent. Although he guessed so, the poor sect still wants to confirm it. Seeing Ouyang Jun's serious expression, he says, Elder poor sect, this kind of thing is naturally true. The poor sect originally thought that Qin Fen was just a little brat. He didn't expect him to be the #1 genius cultivator of the Northern Sand Continent. For a moment, the poor sect is speechless. His expression changes unpredictably. No one knows what he's thinking. City Lord Ouyang, can you take me to see Madame Xia now? Qin Fen doesn't want to waste any more time. He's a little unhappy that Ouyang Jun accidentally revealed his identity. Before Ouyang Jun can say anything, the poor sect suddenly shouts, "Humph! So what if he was the #1 genius of the North Sand region? Could it be that his medical skills are higher than this old man's?" Lord Ouyang, you make your own decision. As long as our Xian medical sect takes action, no one is allowed to treat the patient. Otherwise, I'll immediately leave. For a moment, Ouyang Jun is hesitant. In his heart, he's actually more inclined towards Xianyi sect. After all, this is a 5-star sect that has been famous for a long time in the Northern Sands region, and specializes in treating illnesses. However, he couldn't just chase Qin Feng away. After all, Qin Feng was here to treat his illness out of goodwill. Young swordsman Qiao, I'm really sorry. Why don't I ask the servants to arrange a place for you and your 2 friends to stay? Don't be in a hurry to leave for the next few days. I'll take good care of you. Ouyang Jun had made up his mind. Zhang Kuku and Shaoli rolled their eyes angrily, but Qin Feng remained calm. He understood Ouyang Jun's thoughts very well. If he was in Ouyang Jun's shoes, he would make the same choice. Don't you have eyes? If even Big Brother Qiao Feng can't cure the patient, then no one else can. Master, let's go. Previously, the 2 women sympathized with Ouyang Jun and persuaded Qin Feng to come and treat his illness. Now, they're about to leave in a huff. Qin Feng smiled bitterly. He can't leave now even if they let him. No matter what, he has to get the jade card of Xixia Valley. City Lord Ouyang, since the poor sect's elder is so overbearing, then let him treat Madame Xia. However, since I'm already here, it shouldn't be a problem to go and take a look, right? Qin Feng said with a smile. Ouyang Jun nodded. Qin Feng's proposal wasn't difficult. However, the poor sect's elder was still dissatisfied. He said in a strange tone, when we Xian medical sect treat illnesses, we use some secret methods. We don't allow outsiders to see it. You don't look for trouble. Otherwise, I won't be polite to you. Chapter 1799. Qin Feng came to Ouyang Mansion to treat Madame Xixia, but he didn't expect to run into this arrogant old man from Han family. He was too lazy to pay attention to him, but this old man still wants a foot after giving him an inch. Elder Han family, is your Xian medical sect's medical skills really that amazing? Qin Feng asked with a smile. Speaking of the sect, Han family immediately patted his chest, his face full of arrogance. Of course, you can ask any cultivator, Xian medical sect is the most powerful medical sect in the Northern Sand Continent. Since its establishment hundreds of years ago, who knows how many cultivators have been cured and how many strange diseases have been solved. Qin Feng listened to him boast for a while. After all, before slapping the other side's face, he should first let the other side show off. Otherwise, it won't be satisfying. So Xian medical sect is so amazing, it seems I'm ignorant and inexperienced, this is the first time I've heard of this sect. Han family was even more proud. It's not too late for you to know, immediately apologize to me, apologize to my sect, and then get lost. Zhang Kuku and Xiao Li's expressions were ice cold. They looked as if they were about to hit someone, but Qin Feng stopped them from doing so. I think Elder Han has misunderstood. I'm not afraid of your sect. I'm just doubting the medical skills of your Xian medical sect. Are you really as good as you claim? Han family's old face darkened. He angrily rebuked, "You ignorant ant, our Xian medical sect is famous, why do we need to brag? Besides, who do you think you are? I don't need to explain so much to you." Qin Feng smiled, "You don't need to explain, just use the facts to prove it. Do you dare to compete with me in medical skills? Let me see how amazing Xian medical sect is." As soon as he said this, Han family and Ouyang Jun were immediately stunned. They didn't know where Qin Feng got the confidence to dare to challenge Xian medical sect. Ha! Are you out of your mind? What qualifications do you have to compete with me in medical skills? After Han family recovered, he laughed unscrupulously. Ouyang Jun advised, "Young hero Qiao, this time it's my fault for being negligent. Why don't you and your two friends go rest first? I'll personally receive the three of you after I'm done here." Although Ouyang Jun can't see the truth, he's a good person. He clearly holds the position of City Lord, but he doesn't put on airs. "City Lord Ouyang, I'm not joking. Let's see if the frigid sect elder dares to compete," Qin Feng said seriously. Ouyang Jun was stunned again. He started to suspect if there was something wrong with Qin Feng's brain, or if he was still too young. Not long ago, he became the #1 genius of the Northern Sand region and had gotten carried away, forgetting the truth that there was always someone better than him. But before he could dissuade him again, Han Men gritted his teeth and shouted, "Stinking brat, this old man was originally too lazy to care about you, but since you've stuck out your face to ask for a beating, I'll help you. Young hero Qiao, why are you doing this?" Ouyang Jun had a bitter expression on his face, but Qin Feng didn't listen to his advice. He smiled at Han Men and said, "How about we compete in something simpler and poison each other?" Everyone was dumbfounded. There was such a method of medical competition. Poisoning each other. What do you mean? The poor didn't understand either. Qin Feng explained, "You poison me, and I'll poison you. Whoever can cure the other's poison will prove that their medical skills are better." The reason why Qin Feng suggested this method of competition was because he inadvertently remembered his competition with the yin-yang elders of the poison sect in China. At that time, he ate the poison sect's #1 poison, the king of poisons. In the end, he easily used the universal antidote sold by the system to detoxify the poison. Qin Feng believed that if he competed with Han Men in poison, he would also be able to beat this guy. "Young hero Qiao, this isn't good. I think you should go rest." Ouyang Jun jumped in fright and tried to dissuade Qin Feng again. He was very clear about the strength of the Xian medical sect's medical skills. Although this was a medical sect that focused on saving lives, there was a fine line between good medicine and poison. He believed that if the people of the Xian medical sect played with poison, they would definitely be very good. If Qin Feng ate Han Men's poison and died on the spot, then it would be troublesome. "Master, are you really going to compete with him in poison?" Even Shaoli was a bit worried and looked at Qin Feng nervously. Zhang Kuku was the only one who looked relaxed. In her eyes, Qin Feng was omnipotent. "Big brother Qiao Feng, take out your most powerful poison. It's best if it's a poison that can make people bleed from their 7 apertures and rupture their liver and intestines. Only then will it be satisfying to poison that old man to death." Zhang Kuku's venomous words almost angered Han Men to death before the competition even started. "Humph. I don't have a problem with the competition, but I have a condition. During the competition, life and death will be decided by fate." Han Men's expression was ferocious. He had already made up his mind to kill Qin Feng. Ouyang Jun's forehead was covered in sweat. Both Qiao Feng and Han Men were people of high status. If one of them died in his residence, it would definitely be a very troublesome matter. However, before he could dissuade Qin Feng had already agreed. If Han Men didn't mention his condition, Qin Feng was going to say it too. Reckless fellow, I'll make your body rot and die in a moment. Qin Feng completely ignored Han Men's threat. He was communicating with Little Pig through telepathy. Stupid pig, what's the most powerful poison in the system? Little Pig pouted and complained, Master, I'm the super cute genius Little Pig, not a stupid pig. The most powerful poison in the system is called a thing within seconds. As the name suggests, it can kill all living things in a second. Qin Feng rolled his eyes. He was used to being tricked by the system, so he doubted the description of thing within seconds. Can it really kill all living things in a second? Qin Feng questioned. Little Pig's face turned red. He laughed awkwardly, hee hee. Isn't that just a saying? But it's definitely capable of killing cultivators below the true spirit stage. Qin Feng knew this would be the case, but he was still shocked. A single bottle of poison could instantly kill a Buddha's light stage cultivator. This was already very powerful. However, after seeing the price of thing within seconds, Qin Feng's face darkened. This bottle of poison alone cost 100,000 hedonist points. At the same time, Qin Feng also discovered that thing within seconds wasn't the most powerful poison in the system. There were even more powerful poisons above it. These poisons even cost 1 million hedonist points per bottle. They could actually instantly kill a true spirit stage or even a void god stage cultivator. Little Pig could read Qin Feng's mind and explained, Master, thing within seconds isn't the most powerful poison in the system. I've chosen the most practical poison for you based on your current situation. Qin Feng understood Little Pig's meaning. He wanted to kill a Buddha's Light 6 transformations cultivator, so buying a bottle of thing within seconds was enough. After hesitating for a while, Qin Feng gritted his teeth and bought thing within seconds. He had to destroy the frigid sect. Otherwise, Ouyang Jun wouldn't let him treat Madame Xia and he wouldn't be able to obtain the Violet Cloud Valley's Jade Tablet. Ding! Congratulations host Qin Feng for spending 100,000 hedonist points to purchase a bottle of thing within seconds. System-friendly reminder, this poison is extremely poisonous. Please do not place it where children can touch it. The host has a total of 534,000 hedonist points. The system's notification sounded. Qin Feng moved his mind and a bottle of colorless liquid appeared in his hand. Stinking brat, do you dare to compete or not? If you don't dare, then get lost. Stop putting on an act here. Just as he came back to his senses, he heard the frigid sect's arrogant voice. Shaoli deliberately lowered his voice and said, Master, if you're not confident, then let's not compete. Zhang Kuku yelled, You damned old man, are you in a hurry to reincarnate? Big brother Chao Feng is preparing his ultimate move. Believe it or not, he'll kill you in a second. Kill me in a second. Ha! I think your big brother Chao Feng is more like a second man. The frigid sect couldn't stop laughing. As the great elder of the Xian medical sect, how could he be killed by poison in a second? You're the second man. Your whole family. No, your whole sect is a second man. Zhang Kuku retorted. The frigid sect was so angry that he wanted to vomit blood. He decided to ignore Zhang Kuku. This woman was invincible when it came to scolding people. Surnamed Xiao, this is the poison I prepared. You better think carefully. You'll die if you drink it. The frigid sect's skinny hand held a dark and swarthy pill. It didn't have any medicinal fragrance, but it emitted an incomparably foul odor. Zhang Kuku and Shaoli pinched their noses and retreated. Even Ouyang Jun frowned and held his breath. Qin Feng smiled. After all, He was a leading figure in traditional Chinese medicine in China. He knew that the stronger the smell of a poison, the more violent its effects would be. However, the downside was that this poison was very easy to cure. He could even analyze the ingredients of this poison from its stench. The real poison was colorless and odorless. The king of poisons that the poison sect gave Qin Feng was this kind of poison. The instant medicine that Qin Feng bought from the system was the same. Qin Feng took the dark and swarthy pill, but he wasn't in a hurry to eat it. He threw the instant medicine over and smiled at the frigid sect. "You eat it first, I'll eat it later." The frigid sect immediately looked at the liquid in his hand and raised his eyebrows. He couldn't see anything special about this colorless liquid. He couldn't smell it either. He couldn't figure out what medicinal ingredients were used to make it. "Why should I eat it first?" The frigid sect felt uncertain. Qin Feng said matter-of-factly, "You're the great elder of the Xian medical sect. Of course you should eat it first. In any case, your Xian medical sect's medical skills are heaven-defying. What kind of poison can't be cured? Could it be that you're afraid?" This was clearly a provocation. The frigid sect could see it. However, Qin Feng's move was an open scheme. The frigid sect couldn't do anything even if they saw it. "Fine. We'll eat it at the same time. That's fair." The frigid sect thought that even if he couldn't cure this poison, Qin Feng certainly couldn't cure his own. When the poison flared up, they'd just give each other the antidote. In short, he wouldn't die. Qin Feng nodded in agreement. He didn't wait for the frigid sect to swallow the poison. He suddenly said, "By the way, frigid sect's great elder, do you have any regrets? I'm afraid it'll be too late if you don't say it now." The frigid sect rolled his eyes and scolded, "You want to kill this old man with a mere child's poison? As expected, your thinking is still naive. If you have any last words, quickly say them. And those two girls, I can help you take care of them in the future." Qin Feng's expression chilled. He didn't care about the frigid sect. He raised his head and swallowed the black pill. "I've already eaten your poison. You should drink my venom." Chapter 1800. Han Men sees Qin Feng eat the elixir, and his heart immediately feels at ease. He's still very confident in Xian medical sect's poisons. He believes that it won't be long before this #1 genius of the northern sand region will meet his end. But after waiting for a few seconds, Qin Feng didn't show any signs of being poisoned. He lazily said to him, "Elder frigid man, why haven't you drunk my poison? It's not too late if you're afraid. Just admit that the Xian medical sect has an undeserved reputation. It's better than losing your life." Qin Feng once again used an open strategy. Frigid man knew that this was a provocation, but he couldn't do anything about it. He couldn't speak ill of the Xian medical sect. If he did, how could the other elders and sect master spare him? Originally, he thought that Qin Feng would die in less than half a minute after eating the Poison King pill. At that time, he wouldn't need to drink Qin Feng's poison to win. He didn't expect that Qin Feng would still be fine. Humph. What's a mere bottle of poison? In the eyes of our Xian medical sect, poison is like drinking water. Frigid man didn't forget to boast. He raised his head and drank the poison. Oh, Yang Jun wanted to stop him, but it was too late. This kind of trash is poison. I can't even feel a little bit of poison. Frigid man opened his mouth to taunt again, but before he could finish his words, his voice came to an abrupt halt. His expression was stiff, and even his body was like that of a zombie. His tall body fell straight to the ground, bouncing up and down like a roly-poly doll before coming to a stop. The atmosphere suddenly became strange. Except for Qin Feng, no one knew what happened. Elder frigid man, what are you doing? Oh, Yang Jun looked surprised. Zhang Kukut stared blankly at first, then laughed and said, "Ha. This old man must have been poisoned to death by Big Brother Qin Feng's poison. Cuckoo already said that Big Brother Qin Feng's poison can kill you in a second." Oh, Yang Jun shouted a few times, but there was no response. He hastily squatted down to check Frigid Man's breath. He was so scared that he fell on his butt. Dead, dead. He's really dead. Zhang Kuo's eyes widened, and her laughter stopped. She was just complaining about Frigid Man's instant death, but she didn't expect that the old man was really dead. Damn. So this guy has been bragging all along. What bullshit Xian medical sect? What Northern Sands continent's most famous medical sect? He couldn't even hold on for a minute after drinking Big Brother Qin Feng's poison. Isn't that a little too lame? Zhang Kuku yelled. If he was still alive, he would definitely be angered to death. On the other hand, Qin Feng's expression darkened. What did he mean by, "poor guy is too lame"? He clearly used his own strength to instantly kill him. Zhang Kukut skipped to Qin Feng's side and said, "Big Brother Qin Feng, don't you think that old man is so lame? He died just like that." Smack! Qin Feng slapped Zhang Kukut's buttocks and yelled, "Don't talk. Stand at the side. Big Brother Qin Feng, why did you hit him? How annoying." Zhang Kukut's joyful mood was gone. Although she was complaining in her heart, she still stood beside Shaoli obediently. Ouyang Jun had already confirmed the fact that Frigid Man was dead. He looked at Qin Feng with a complicated expression and said, "Young hero Qiao, aren't you a little too ruthless? Now that Frigid Man's elder has died in my mansion, what do you want me to do if the Xian medical sect finds out about this?" Since Qin Feng dared to kill Frigid Man, he naturally wasn't afraid of the Xian medical sect. Now that powerful forces like the Huaxia Chamber of Commerce and the Witchcraft sect were hunting him down, another 5-star sect wouldn't make a difference. Governor Ouyang and Qiao Feng have always been responsible for my own actions. I killed Frigid Man. You can tell the truth to the Xian medical sect. I believe that with Governor Ouyang's identity, the Xian medical sect wouldn't dare to do anything to you, said Qin Feng. Ouyang Jun was speechless for a moment, and an awkward expression appeared on his face. In fact, Frigid Man's death couldn't be separated from him. If he hadn't brought Qin Feng into his mansion even though he knew that Xian medical sect had come to see him, the subsequent events wouldn't have happened. Young hero Qiao, I'm too selfish. You and I each have half of the responsibility for this matter. Don't worry, I'll explain the whole story to the Xian medical sect master. You had a fair fight with Frigid Man, and Frigid Man died in the poison fight. This can't be blamed on you. Ouyang Jun's words were out of Qin Feng's expectation. One should know that the cultivators of the Divine Continent were more cold-hearted than the people of Huaxia. They wouldn't get involved if they could avoid trouble. This Ouyang Jun was somewhat unusual. Governor Ouyang, please do as you wish. I don't put Xian medical sect in my eyes anyway, so it doesn't matter what you say. Qin Feng's attitude was indifferent, and it didn't seem like he was pretending to be calm. Ouyang Jun quickly understood that with Qin Feng's identity as the Northern Sands continent's #1 genius, his background must be different. At the very least, he was a core disciple of a 5-star sect. Indeed, there was no need for him to be afraid of a 5-star medical sect like Xian medical sect. Qin Feng and Ouyang Jun didn't have any misgivings in their hearts, so the death of Frigid Man was put aside. Qin Feng brought the topic back to business. Governor Ouyang, if it's possible, can you take me to see Madame Zi Xia's condition now? Ouyang Jun was slightly stunned. Of course, he was anxious to see Madame Zi Xia, but he didn't expect that Qin Feng would still be in the mood to see a doctor after killing the great elder of Xian medical sect. It seemed that he really didn't put Xian medical sect in his heart. Okay. Thank you, young hero Qiao. Please follow me. Ouyang Jun led the way, and Qin Feng entered the inner room alone. Zhang Kuku and Shaoli waited outside. The room was decorated with a lot of wood carvings. They were antique, showing the owner's noble identity and refined taste. On a large mahogany bed, a woman in red was lying quietly. Her skin was fair and tender, but her eyes were tightly shut. She looked like a sleeping beauty who would never wake up. Qin Feng had seen too many beautiful women, but he was still stunned by Madame Zixia's beauty. But he didn't have any other thoughts. Soon, he discovered a problem. Madame Zixia didn't have a trace of cultivation aura. Madame Zixia is an ordinary person? Qin Feng murmured in his heart. He couldn't help but remember that under the notice wall, many cultivators were talking about Ouyang Jun and Madame Zixia. At that time, someone said that Governor Ouyang didn't care about what the secular world thought of him and stayed with Madame Zixia for a long time. Qin Feng didn't understand it at that time, but now, he was enlightened. The divine continent was a world of cultivation. Cultivation was more important than anything else. The level of one's realm represented the level of one's status. Ordinary people who couldn't cultivate were at the bottom of the social ladder. It was not hard to imagine how difficult it was for a peak true spirit realm expert like Governor Ouyang to marry Madame Zixia. Qin Feng's impression of Ouyang Jun rose when he thought of this. He was also a man who was infatuated with love. For the sake of the woman he loved, he didn't hesitate to enter the inner hidden sect from the martial world outside of China. Then, he went to the divine land, and now, he came to the divine continent. He knew how difficult it was for lovers to get together. Young hero Qiao, how is Madame Zixia? Can you cure her? Qin Feng had just entered the room, but Ouyang Jun was already sweating profusely. It was obvious that he was really in love with Madame Zixia. Governor Ouyang, I can't guarantee that I can cure her, but I'll try my best. If it's convenient, I'd like to check Madame Zixia's pulse. Qin Feng said. Of course, of course. Ouyang Jun moved aside. Qin Feng sat on the edge of the bed and put 3 fingers on Madame Zixia's snow-white wrist. He had obtained a set of 5 elements acupuncture technique manual from the system, but the last time he used it was in Huaxia. It had been almost 2 years since he came to the divine mainland, but it felt like a century had passed. Thousands of scenes flashed through Qin Feng's mind. There were sweet scenes with women, scenes of fighting side by side with Lu Jia and his brothers, and moments of reunion with his father, grandfather, Qin Yi, and other relatives. Qin Feng couldn't help but miss China and his friends there. But he quickly calmed down. He knew that he was now in the divine continent, and he was treating Madame Zixia. Madame Zixia's pulse was stable, and there was no sign of illness. Qin Feng frowned slightly and secretly channeled some qi into Madame Zixia's meridians. But when the qi circulated through Madame Zixia's body, there was still no result. Young hero Qiao, can she be cured? Ouyang Jun knew it wasn't good to disturb Qin Feng, but he couldn't help but feel nervous. When he saw Qin Feng's increasingly serious expression, Ouyang Jun was already mentally prepared. This kind of feeling was painful, but he was used to it. He lost count of the number of famous doctors he had invited over the past year, but in the end, all he heard was that Madame Zixia couldn't be cured. I can't say for sure now. Let me try again. Qin Feng didn't give up. He used the silver needles to check Madame Zixia's body again, but the result was the same. Master, why don't you let the hunting turtle try? Just when Qin Feng was at his wit's end, Little Pig's voice came. Qin Feng rolled his eyes. I can't believe you came up with this idea. If you let the hunting turtle enter Madame Zixia's body, won't it swallow her whole? Little Pig pouted and complained, "Master, can't you tell the hunting turtle not to swallow people? It listens to you. Just let it find something bad." Qin Feng didn't think the hunting turtle could cure her. He only knew that this little guy's devouring ability was so strong that it could even swallow Buddha Light Realm and True Spirit Realm cultivators. However, since Little Pig said so, it meant that this method was feasible. "City Lord Ouyang, I'll try one last method. Don't worry." When Qin Feng came back to his senses, he saw Ouyang Jun pacing back and forth in the room. It was clear that he was very anxious. "Thank you, young hero Qiao. Young hero Qiao, don't feel burdened. I know that Madame Xiao's illness isn't easy to cure. No matter the result, I have to thank young hero Qiao," Ouyang Jun said. Qin Feng nodded. He was more and more satisfied with the city lord's character. He didn't waste any more time. With a thought, a black shadow quickly jumped into Madame Xiao's skin. Even Ouyang Jun couldn't see the hunting turtle's appearance clearly. "Young hero Qiao, what was that black shadow just now?" Ouyang Jun was shocked. He didn't expect an insect to fly so fast. Chapter 1801. Don't worry, City Lord Ouyang. It's a poisonous insect that I've raised to treat illnesses. Qin Feng could only make up a story. If he told Ouyang Jun that the hunting turtle was a level 9 star beast that devoured cultivators' inner chi to survive, he would be scared to death. That's good, that's good. Thank you, young hero Qiao." Ouyang Jun let out a long sigh of relief. Qin Feng sat on the edge of the bed with a straight face. He looked nonchalant, but he was actually very nervous. Although the hunting pincer was a level 9 star beast, it was still in its initial state. Qin Feng didn't know if this little star beast's intelligence was not fully developed, or if it was because it was a level 9 star beast that it was naturally arrogant, but this little guy sometimes ignored Qin Feng's words. Qin Feng was afraid that the hunting turtle would be disobedient again and devour Madame Xiao's tendons and internal organs. Qin Feng felt that he should just use the level 7 Earth Escape talisman to escape. After the time it took for a stick of incense to burn, the hunting turtle jumped out of Madame Xiao's body. Fortunately, this little guy still had a sense of the big picture and didn't devour Madame Xiao's body. "Ao ao ao." The hunting turtle made a strange sound. Qin Feng frowned. What is this little guy saying? Little Pig laughed. "Master, you're a beast king, you should learn the beast language." The hunting turtle said that it found the thing that caused Madame Xiao's illness and brought it out. Qin Feng immediately became spirited. He moved his mind and saw the hunting turtle spit out a ball of black liquid. "This is poison." Qin Feng's first reaction was, Little Pig said, "It's hard to say whether it's poison or not. Master can spend 5,000 hedonist points and let the system extract it." Extracting the poison's components cost 5,000 hedonist points. This meant that this poison was not simple. Although it was painful, Qin Feng still gave the order. Ding! The poison components have been extracted. The poison is called intestine severing powder, a secret poison of the Divine Continent's Xian medical sect. Hosts total hedonist points, 529,000. After knowing the source of the poison, Qin Feng was stunned. How could it be a secret poison of the Xian medical sect? "Young hero Qiao, what's the situation?" Ouyang Jun had been paying attention to Qin Feng's expression to see if he could cure the madam's illness. When he saw Qin Feng frown, he immediately asked. "City Lord Ouyang, do you have any grudges with the Xian medical sect before?" Qin Feng asks. Ouyang Jun was stunned. Wasn't he treating his wife? Why did they suddenly bring up the topic of Xian men? "Young hero Qiao, I don't have any dealings with the Xian medical sect." If it weren't for the people of the Xian medical sect taking the initiative to come and treat me, I wouldn't have thought of this sect. Ouyang Jun says. This time, it's Qin Feng's turn to be astonished. Isn't the Xian medical sect the most famous 5-star medical sect in the northern Sand continent? Why hasn't Ouyang Jun found someone from the Xian medical sect to treat Madam? Seemingly seeing Qin Feng's doubts, Ouyang Jun doesn't wait for him to ask and continues. Young hero Qiao might not know, but on the surface, that Xian medical sect appears to be a righteous medicine sect. But at my position, I naturally know a few dark sides that ordinary cultivators find hard to see. In fact, while Xianyi men are saving people, they're also harming people at the same time. Every time they treat a patient, they won't cure the patient in one go, they'll even deliberately aggravate the patient's condition, then they'll charge a high fee to cure the patient. It's precisely because of these reasons that I haven't asked the Xian Medical School's cultivators to come here. I'm afraid that they'll harm Madam instead. I didn't expect that today, a frigid elder would take the initiative to come here. It wouldn't be good for me to refuse. Now, Qin Feng understood. He also understood about the intestine-severing powder. Just then, he even suspected that the system had made a mistake in retrieving information, but now, he seemed to have seen a shocking conspiracy. Young hero Qiao, why did you suddenly mention Xianyi men? Could it be that you've discovered Madam's illness? Is it related to Xianyi men? For Ouyang Jun to be able to reach this stage, he was naturally a brilliant person. He quickly saw where the problem was. Qin Feng said truthfully, City Lord Ouyang, I just used a goo to check Madam's body and found that she was poisoned by the intestine-shattering powder. What? Intestine-severing powder. That's the Xian medical sect's secret poison recipe. Other people might not know, but I've heard of it. Ouyang Jun really knew quite a bit. This saved Qin Feng the trouble of explaining it to him. Young hero Qiao, are you sure it's the intestine-shattering powder? Ouyang Jun's complexion became ice-cold. This man, who's always been amiable and low-key, suddenly surged with murderous intent, making Qin Feng feel as if he'd fallen into an ice house. City Lord Ouyang, there's no need for me to deceive you. Qin Feng secretly urged the creation chapter's incantation. Only then did he manage to gasp for a few breaths. With a loud bang, Ouyang Jun casually swatted out with his palm, and the jade wall on the opposite side immediately collapsed. Good, Xian medical sect. I, Ouyang Jun, have no grievances or enmity with you, yet you dare to harm my madam. If I don't avenge this enmity, I'm not a man. When Ouyang Jun gets angry, it's really terrifying. This is the might of a true spirit realm apex revered expert, like a dragon's reverse scale that can't be violated. But Qin Feng isn't afraid. Instead, he reveals an appreciative gaze. He knows that Ouyang Jun is angry because of love. This kind of man who dares to love and hate is very much to his liking. Young hero Qiao, I've really let you see a joke. You and those two friends first stay in the mansion. I'll immediately go to the Xian medical sect to look for the antidote. Ouyang Jun is about to set off. He knows that the intestine-severing powder is a secret poison of the Xian medical sect. Other people simply don't have the antidote. But without waiting for him to go out the door, Qin Feng's voice floats out, City Lord Ouyang, I have a way to cure Madame Zi Xia. As for the matter of the Xian medical sect, I also have a better plan. I don't know if City Lord Ouyang can trust me. In fact, Qin Feng didn't expect Ouyang Jun to be so impulsive. The two of them haven't known each other for long, and the other wants to kill the Xian medical sect because of his words. This somewhat goes against common sense. But it's not that Ouyang Jun is all brawn and no brains. On the contrary, he can become the city lord of Xixia City and step into the peak of the true spirit realm 9. Naturally, he has outstanding talent and brains. It's just that when it comes to Madame Xia, Ouyang Jun momentarily lost his reason and thought. When he calms down a bit, there's a somewhat complicated look in his eyes. Young hero Qiao, don't blame me for speaking too bluntly. How did you find out that Madame was poisoned by the intestine-severing powder? And how could you possibly have the antidote for the intestine-severing powder? Qin Feng knows that Ouyang Jun has already calmed down. Regarding his questioning, Qin Feng doesn't get angry, because as long as it's someone with a bit of brains, they'll have these doubts. But for a moment, Qin Feng doesn't know how to explain. After all, it's not him who found out about the intestine-severing powder, but the hedonist sovereign system. But the matter of the system absolutely can't be said. Even if he says it, Ouyang Jun won't believe it. City Lord Ouyang, forgive me for having a hidden trouble, but I can first cure Madame's illness to prove that I have no ill intentions. Ouyang Jun ponders for a while, and finally nods in agreement. He can see that Qin Feng is only at the Buddha's aura 3 changes realm. Even if the aura on his body is stronger than that of ordinary Buddha's aura 3 changes realm cultivators, as a revered expert at the peak of the true spirit realm 9, he's completely not afraid of Qin Feng playing tricks under his nose. Chapter 1802. Qin Feng sat back down on the bedside and began to treat Madame Xia. Actually, rather than saying that he was treating, it would be better to say that the hedonist sovereign system was treating. Regarding the Xian medical sect's secret recipe, intestine-severing powder, Qin Feng had no way of removing it. He bought a bottle of universal antidote from the system and easily treated Madame Xia's illness. With Dreamy lot after the time it takes to burn a stick of incense, the sound of Madame Xia coughing came from the bed. Ouyang Jun's expression changed and he immediately rushed over. Madam. Are you awake, madam? How do you feel? Do you want some water? Ouyang Jun saw that his wife had really woken up and was looking at him with a pair of big eyes. Qin Feng let out a sigh of relief and said, City Lord Ouyang, the madam has been bedridden for more than a year, and her body is extremely weak now. Moreover, the madam is a mortal who has not cultivated, so it's not good for me to feed her healing pills in case her body can't take it. Why don't you let the servants boil some blood and qi-nourishing soup first? We'll go outside to talk and let the madam rest well. Qin Feng never forgot the purpose of coming to Ouyang Manor. Since Madame Xia had been cured, he planned to get the jade token as soon as possible and make a trip to Purple Cloud Valley. When they arrived at the outer room, Zhang Kuku and Shaoli had already been arranged to rest in the guest room. Ouyang Jun was very emotional. His voice was trembling when he spoke, Young Master Qiao, I, Ouyang, am unable to repay you for saving Madame's life. If you ever need my help in the future, please do not hesitate to ask. Qin Feng smiled and said, City Lord Ouyang's words are too serious. It's fine as long as you don't suspect me. Ouyang Jun's face turned red, and he quickly said, I did have a misunderstanding with young hero Qiao before, I hope young hero Qiao won't blame me. Don't be in a hurry to leave with those 2 friends, let me entertain the 3 of you for a few days, okay? I still have other important matters to attend to, so I won't be staying in your mansion. However, I'll have to trouble City Lord Ouyang to take care of my 2 friends. I'll come back to pick them up after I'm done with my business. Qin Feng knew the Violet Cloud Valley was full of danger, so he planned to go alone. If he brought Zhang Kuku and Shaoli with him, he would feel a little awkward. Young hero Qiao, how did you solve Xian Yi Men's secret poison prescription? Ouyang Jun still couldn't figure it out. Previously, he was suspicious of Qin Feng, but now, he was just curious. Forgive me for not being able to tell you how to detoxify the poison, but there is something I must remind the city lord. Judging from the condition of the madam's body, she has been poisoned for at least a year, and the intestine-severing powder is a slow-acting poison that needs to be taken continuously in order to take effect. From the looks of it, someone has been poisoning the madam for the past year. After Qin Feng finished speaking, the outer room was immediately filled with an icy aura, making people feel as if they had fallen into hell. Ouyang Jun's eyes were bloodshot, and his fists were clenched so tightly that cracking sounds could be heard. His beloved wife had been poisoned for a year, and he didn't even notice it at all. The pain and anger he felt was indescribable. Who is it? Who dares to harm my wife? If I find out, I'll cut him into 1,000 pieces and exterminate his entire family. Ouyang Jun once again displayed the majesty of a peak true spirit realm expert. At that moment, Qin Feng felt a trace of fear. Seemingly aware of his loss of composure, Ouyang Feng quickly withdrew the powerful aura from his body, but his expression was still angry and cold. City Lord Ouyang, I have an idea. Who knows, it might be able to lure out the person who poisoned the madam and help the city lord deal with the Xian medical sect. Qin Feng said. He had already thought of this idea. Ouyang Jun became spirited, but Qin Feng was not in a hurry to speak. After giving him a look, Ouyang Jun immediately understood and arranged a soundproof array outside the room. After the time it takes to burn a stick of incense, the two walked out of the room. Qin Feng went to look for Zhang Kuku and Shaoli, while Ouyang Jun acted as if nothing had happened and went outside the mansion to look for new patients. No one knew that Madame Xia had already woken up. Everything inside and outside the mansion was as usual, as if nothing had happened. At this moment, the cultivators gathered outside the Ouyang mansion were in a heated discussion, and the topic of their discussion was Qin Feng. At this moment, someone had already received the news that the youngster who injured Elder Shan Yi in Qi Bang was the #1 genius of the northern sand continent who had recently become famous in Binji Market. City Lord Ouyang has come out. Someone exclaimed. One by one, the cultivators guarding outside the door looked over, and for a moment, the noise was like a tide. City Lord Ouyang's expression is grave. Obviously, the madam's illness has not been cured. It seems that even Senior Qiao Feng is powerless. Even the #1 genius of the northern sand continent couldn't cure the madam. What kind of illness do you think Madame Xia has? Not only young hero Qiao Feng, I also saw the great elder of the Xian medical sect enter the mansion. It seems that even the great elder of the Xian medical sect couldn't cure Madame Xia. After knowing that the great elder of the Xian medical sect had come, many people revealed a surprised expression. That was the great elder of the Xian medical sect. If even he couldn't cure the illness, there was an 80% chance that no one in the entire northern sand continent could cure it. Suddenly, many cultivators ran away. They originally came to try their luck for the Xixia Valley Jade card, but since the great elder of the Xian medical sect couldn't cure it, they felt that this luck would never come. The originally crowded and noisy scene outside the Ouyang mansion became deserted, leaving only a dozen or so cultivators waiting in line to enter the mansion to see the doctor. Ouyang Jun maintained a gloomy expression and entered the house with a cultivator. Steward Wu, why are you here? Arriving at the madam's room, there was an old man inside the house. This person was the old steward of the Ouyang mansion. Usually, he was the one who brought the madam's meals. Steward Wu's hand trembled, almost dropping the medicine bowl on the plate. Panic flashed in his eyes, and he said with a chuckle, Lord, it's time for the madam to drink her medicine, I'll put the medicine here. Wait, don't go first. Ouyang Jun coldly snorted. Steward Wu stopped in his tracks, his back facing Ouyang Jun, a layer of sweat on his forehead. Lord Ouyang, is there anything else? Steward Wu, do you have to turn your back to me when you speak? Is it because you have a guilty conscience? Speak. Was it you who poisoned the madam? Ouyang Jun suddenly became angry, scaring the cultivator who came with him to treat the illness into sitting on the ground. Steward Wu, on the other hand, was a bit more courageous, or perhaps he was mentally prepared. At this time, he was still standing in the room, but his legs were slightly trembling. "Lord, I don't know what you're talking about." Steward Wu still had a trace of a fluke in his heart. Ouyang Jun scolded, "You still won't admit it. The madam has already been cured. She was poisoned by Xian medical sect's secret intestine severing powder, am I right?" With his back facing Ouyang Jun, Steward Wu's face was full of panic. He didn't say anything more, and suddenly leaped towards the door. At the same time, he pinched an escape talisman in his hand, and his mouth chanted the incantation to activate it. But before his figure could disappear, a loud noise exploded on his body, knocking him back into the room. "Lord Ouyang, it seems that my guess was right, there's a problem with your mansion steward." A clear voice came from the door, and Qin Fen walked into the room with large strides. Steward Wu was precisely slapped into the room by him, and he even snatched away the rank 5 escape talisman from the steward's hand. The room suddenly became quiet, and the atmosphere was somewhat strange. The cultivator who came with him to treat the illness was still sitting on the ground, his body trembling uncontrollably. "Lord Ouyang, young hero Qiao, this matter has nothing to do with me. I hope the two of you can spare this lowly one." Qin Fen frowned, realizing that since the other party recognized his identity, he didn't need to ask, and guessed that the information of his identity should have been transmitted to Xixia City. Ouyang Feng let that cultivator go, leaving only the 3 of them in the room. Steward Wu was drenched in sweat, but even now, he still didn't admit his actions. Lord Ouyang, what do you mean by this?" "I've worked in Ouyang Mansion for more than 10 years, and I've been diligent and loyal. How can Lord Ouyang suspect me just because of an outsider's words?" Steward Wu was still using the trick of injuring himself to gain the confidence of others. If Madame Xixia hadn't really woken up, Ouyang Jun would have suspected that between him and Qin Fen, it was he who was lying. "You still have the nerve to say this? In these past 10 years, I, Ouyang Jun, have been good to you. When you just entered Ouyang Mansion, you hadn't even stepped into the cultivation realm, and it was me who gave you the pills to help you step into the realm of immortal qi. Who would have thought that you would actually do something like poisoning Madam? Where's your conscience?" Ouyang Jun angrily rebuked, then looked towards Qin Fen and said, "Young hero Qiao, is it possible to find evidence that he poisoned Madame Xixia so that he can die knowing the truth?" Qin Fen nodded his head and walked to the side of the medicine bowl that Steward Wu brought over. When Steward Wu saw this scene, his body trembled even more violently. He wanted to rush up and destroy that bowl of poison, but when he thought that he wasn't Qin Fen's opponent, he could only helplessly watch Qin Fen's every move. "Lord Ouyang, if I'm not wrong, all these years, Steward Wu didn't send over good medicine, but the poison of intestine severing powder. This golden needle of mine can detect any kind of poison, and upon contact with it, it will turn black." As Qin Fen spoke, the golden needle in his hand that was inserted into the bowl began to turn black. Ouyang Jun's face was frosty, and a frightening chill was emitted from his body. "Lord Ouyang, don't believe that brat's nonsense. Who knows if his golden needle can detect poison? He is trying to sow discord, and he definitely has ulterior motives towards Ouyang Mansion. Lord Ouyang, quickly kill that brat." Steward Wu tried his best to defend himself. Qin Fen's expression was indifferent, and he didn't care in the slightest about Steward Wu's false accusations. He carried the bowl of medicine and walked over, and said coldly, "Fine. You say that I have ulterior motives, so you only need to drink this bowl of medicine to prove your innocence." This method was simple and crude. Ouyang Jun's cold eyes stared fixedly at Steward Wu, waiting for him to act. However, after a long time, Steward Wu didn't do anything. Instead, his body was covered in layers of cold sweat. Wu Axian, you traitorous fellow. Your elder has misjudged you. Only death can atone for your crimes. Rumble. Before Ouyang Jun's voice completely fell, Steward Wu's body suddenly exploded, and instantly turned into flesh and blood. Qin Fan opened his mouth, then closed it again. He originally planned to dissuade Ouyang Jun, but Ouyang Jun attacked too quickly, and Qin Fan didn't even have the chance to speak. Lord Ouyang, you shouldn't have been in such a hurry to kill Steward Wu. Otherwise, you might have been able to ask him a few things. Qin Fan sighed. Ouyang Jun had already calmed down. He didn't need Qin Fan to say anything, and he realized that he was rash before. He was originally a sensible and intelligent person, but he was always blinded by anger when it came to the madam. Chapter 1803. With Wu Axian's death, the clues about the reason why Xian medical sect poisoned Madame Zixia were cut off. But these are not important. In Ouyang Jun's view, if someone dared to deal with his wife, he must eradicate the other party's forces. Qin Fan can actually guess some of Xian medical men's thoughts. At that time, Han Men had mentioned the matter of Zixia Valley's jade card once. Although it was only a passing sentence, the glint in his eyes when he spoke couldn't escape Qin Fan's eyes. Qin Feng guessed that Xian medical sect poisoned Madame for the Zixia Valley jade card. After he inquired, he learned that the Violet Cloud Valley jade card was extremely rare, and the number was limited. It was a jade card refined by an almighty cultivator thousands of years ago. Every time one was used, there would be one less. Ouyang Jun also obtained this Violet Cloud Valley jade card by chance in an ancient tomb a year ago. He originally planned to search for treasures himself, but not long after obtaining the jade card, his wife became bedridden. Because Madame was ill, Ouyang Jun put aside the Zixia Valley jade card and posted a notice to find a famous doctor to treat Madame in the entire Northern Sands region. He also gave a generous reward of the Zixia Valley jade card. After careful comparison, Qin Feng found that all this was too coincidental. It should be that Xian medical sect already knew that Ouyang Jun had a Zixia Valley jade card, and then colluded with Ouyang Mansion's old housekeeper Wu Axian to carry out this huge conspiracy that lasted for more than a year. Although his guess is likely to be the truth, Qin Feng didn't tell Ouyang Jun these thoughts because the conflict between Ouyang Mansion and Xian medical sect can't be resolved. There's no point in saying this now. Ouyang Jun is very trustworthy. After the incident, he gave Qin Feng the Zixia Valley jade card, and also gave him 10 million high-grade spirit stones and some elixirs and spirit tools. With the jade card in hand, Qin Feng planned to leave. But before leaving, he took out a level 6 defensive formation disc given to him by Daoist Barefoot and arranged it throughout Ouyang Mansion. This time, Qin Feng didn't plan to take Zhang Kuku and Shaoli with him. The two women were settled in Ouyang Mansion, and the battle between Ouyang Jun and Xian medical sect could start at any time. Now that Ouyang Mansion has the protection of a level 6 defensive formation, Qin Feng can also leave with peace of mind. In order to avoid the two women being reluctant to part, Qin Feng chose to leave late at night. He didn't tell the two women because he was afraid that his heart would soften and he would take them away again. After a night of flying, Qin Feng arrived at a desolate mountain range by the time the sky turned white. The surrounding environment changed from a bustling market to a boundless plain and mountain range. Not a single person could be seen for several hours. Violet Cloud Valley. After flying for an unknown amount of time, Qin Feng became spirited. In front of him were rows of unbroken mountain ranges. Most importantly, these mountain peaks were light purple, exactly the same as the Violet Cloud Valley marked on the map. The soaring cloud all landed on the flat valley between two mountain peaks. As soon as Qin Fan landed, he felt several obscure divine senses sweeping over. One must know that only revered true spirit realm experts were good at using divine senses. It could be seen that these auras belonged to revered true spirit realm experts, and Qin Feng's divine sense was extremely powerful. If it was any other Buddha's light realm cultivator, even if they were at the peak of Buddha's light realm, they wouldn't be able to sense it. Witchcraft sect and soaring dragon chamber of commerce, you guys are really annoying stinking flies. Qin Feng quickly knew the identity of the other party. There were two auras that were too familiar, especially the aura of the witchcraft sect's disciple. It carried a cold and gloomy feeling, which was the yin qi unique to ghost cultivators. Realizing that his enemies had come to find him, and not just one, it would be a lie if Qin Feng didn't feel nervous. Now that he was in this desolate Violet Cloud Valley, it was unrealistic for him to find help. He even wanted to hide in the astral space at the first moment, but in the end, he gave up on this idea. The astral space was his last trump card, and it was better not to use it unless it was absolutely necessary. There was another important reason that made Qin Feng decide to fight head-on. Among the cultivators who were rushing over, the highest cultivation base was only at the true spirit realm. If there was a void god realm cultivator, then regardless of whether the hedonist sovereign system would be exposed or not, he would definitely immediately escape into the astral space or use the rank 7 Earth escape talisman to escape. However, he had not been forced to that point yet. The obscure aura was getting closer and closer, but Qin Feng pretended not to notice anything. He sat in the valley and looked like he was cultivating with rapt attention. His hands were constantly forming array techniques in the dark. It turned out that he was setting up an array. Moreover, he was perfecting the rank 6 defensive array disc given by Daoist Barefoot. Jia. Grandson with the surname Qin, you should have known this day would come when you dared to offend my witchcraft sect. An ear-piercing strange cry resounded through the valley, and several clouds of black mist appeared out of thin air. They were like a few small tornadoes that rapidly attacked. Following that, several black shadows flashed by, and dozens of people landed around Qin Feng. These people stood together in groups of 3 to 5, representing different forces and sections. Who are you people? Do we know each other? Qin Feng had long known of these people's existence. He simply swept a glance around, and his hands did not stop in the slightest from setting up the array. Among the soaring dragon chamber of commerce's group, the old man leading them was Long Outyin. He smiled at Qin Feng and said, "Ah. Qin Feng, oh Qin Feng, why are you still pretending? Others may not know your identity, but how could our soaring dragon chamber of commerce not know?" Qin Feng had taken the soaring dragon chamber of commerce's airship to explore the fallen god sea. When he went there, he used Qin Feng's identity, and when he returned, he used Xiao Feng's identity. At that time, Long Outyin had checked the cultivator's identity one by one on the way back, but he could not see through Qin Feng. Later, after investigating and reasoning, he saw through Qin Feng's trick. If this still did not explain anything, at this moment, an old man with a red flower pattern engraved on his chest spoke. He was standing alone in a group. "Qin Feng, you don't have to pretend anymore. Back when you went to the Red Flower Hall for the assessment, you refined the Spirit Surge pill on the spot, and you were using your current identity. How are you going to quibble about this?" Qin Feng recognized that person at a glance. It was Alchemist Ching of the Red Flower Hole. Back then, when Qin Feng refined the Spirit Surge pill, he shocked Bai Shan and the other 3 elders, as well as Xing Sanfang. Later, Bai Shan found Alchemist Ching and asked Qin Feng to hand over the pill formula for Alchemist Ching to refine. Now, the Red Flower Hall had long been destroyed in the northern Sand region. However, when Qin Feng destroyed the Red Flower Hall, many of its disciples had escaped. Qin Feng did not kill them all, and this Alchemist Ching was one of the cultivators who had escaped. Although he realized that his identity had been completely exposed, Qin Feng still had an indifferent expression. This was because he had already guessed that this would happen and was prepared to fight to the death. Otherwise, he would not have stayed in the valley to wait for these enemies to catch up. Witchcraft Sect, Dragon Ascension Chamber of Commerce, Red Flower Hall, 7 Stars Monastery. Qin Feng's gaze swept across the crowd coldly, and he read out the forces they represented one by one. He said word by word, "You will regret offending me." His voice was not loud, but it carried an unquestionable aura. In that instant, even Long Outyen and the great elder of the witchcraft sect, Wu Qiming, were stunned. However, after a moment, the crowd came back to their senses. They stared at Qin Feng as if they were looking at an idiot. They did not know where this brat got his confidence from. Humph. You're still so stubborn even when you're about to die. You dared to trespass the witchcraft sect and steal the soul-suppressing orb. This ghost immortal will refine you into a ghost head talisman and let you suffer every day. When Wu Qiming saw Qin Feng, he gritted his teeth in anger. It was because of this brat that the spirits in the soul-nurturing palace that the witchcraft sect had sealed for hundreds of years had escaped. Qin Feng laughed. Ha! Your 3 sects are really something. In order to capture me, you actually joined forces with the Ghost Cultivator sect. Aren't you afraid that the other Orthodox cultivators will laugh at you if this gets out? The crowd's faces darkened. Long Outyen said in a deep voice, "I advise you to keep your thoughts to yourself. These little tricks of sowing discord are useless in front of us. As the saying goes, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. We're only temporarily cooperating with the witchcraft sect. It's no big deal." Qin Feng was intentionally stalling for time. Although the level 6 defense formation had been completed, he was prepared to set up a few more confinement formations and killing formations. In short, the more formations he set up, the more help he would get. Long Outyen, your Longting Merchant Guild is the #1 merchant guild in the Northern Sand region. Your sect leader Long is the honorary city lord of Merchant City. Shouldn't you protect me, the president of one of the top 10 merchant guilds, China Merchant Guild? That's right. If I remember correctly, I'm also the honorary great elder of Merchant City. Long Outyen sneered. You're right. Our Longting Merchant Guild should protect you and assist the development of your China Merchant Guild in the Northern Sand region. It's a pity that you don't understand the situation and have long been at odds with the Longting Merchant Guild. You still want us to protect you. You're really too naive. President Long, don't waste your breath on that brat. He has been setting up formations all this time. This was the first time someone from the 7 Stars Monastery spoke. Qin Feng recognized the person who spoke. He was Su Qi, who had lost to him at the genius competition half a month ago. Other than Su Qi, the great elder of the 7 Stars Monastery, Su Peng, was also here. When this old man was a judge at the genius competition, he didn't recognize that Qiao Feng was Qin Feng. He even wanted to curry favor with Qiao Feng. Now that his identity was exposed, Su Peng felt disgusted as if he had eaten shit. Yo! Isn't this junior brother Su Qi? You don't look too good. Don't tell me you're holding a grudge because you lost 5 level 5 teleportation formation discs to me and a treasured saber that could destroy darkness. You're too narrow-minded. Qin Feng was trying to find something to say. Just as Su Qi had said, he was constantly setting up formations. Even Great Elder Su Peng is here. That day at the Genius competition, you said that you wanted to invite me to the 7 Stars Monastery as a guest. Does that still count? Su Peng and Su Qi rolled their eyes. They were almost angered to death by Qin Feng. They thought to themselves that it was fortunate that the Bingji City Square didn't hold the despicable competition. Otherwise, Qin Feng would have won again. The title of the North Sand region's #1 despicable person would definitely belong to Qin Feng. You reckless grandson. You dared to kill several disciples and 2 elders of my 7 Stars monastery. Today, I'll take revenge for them. Su Ping roared and was about to attack. However, he saw Su Qi rushing in front of him. How could Su Qi miss such an excellent opportunity to show off? Even though he had seen Qin Feng's valiant skills, he wasn't afraid in the slightest. This was because he knew that if he were to encounter a life-and-death situation, Elder Su Peng and the powerful seniors of the other forces wouldn't just stand by and watch. Chapter 1804. In just a breath's time, Su Qi had crossed a distance of more than 10 meters and arrived in front of Qin Fen. He stabbed with his sword, displaying the strength of Buddha aura change. His eyes were full of playfulness as if he could see Qin Fen's tragic end. Qin Fen, I have to admit that you're talented, but you're too arrogant. It's hard for you to achieve anything great. The sword gleam was already shining in the air. Su Qi did not forget to mock Qin Fen, but the next moment, the smile on his face froze, and his advancing body suddenly stopped in mid-air as if he had been immobilized. There was an obscure but powerful aura in the air, and a golden gleam flickered. It was so fast that even the disciples of the Soaring Dragon Chamber of Commerce and the Witchcraft sect did not notice it. However, Wu Qiming and Long Outyin raised their eyebrows, apparently noticing something. Su Peng's expression changed drastically. He wanted to stop it, but it was too late. Qin Fen, if you dare to kill the disciples of my 7 Stars monastery again, I'll make your life worse then. Su Peng was shocked. The moment Qin Fen activated his flying sword, he realized that this young man who was not even 30 years old had such a terrifying martial Dao cultivation base that even he could not stop that sword. Su Peng could only shout to stop Qin Fen, but before he could finish speaking, a loud noise exploded on Su Qi's body. His flesh and blood flew in the air like fireworks. Su Qi, who had Buddha aura change, died. He was a level 3 formation master, and all this happened in front of so many true spirit realm powerhouses. It felt like Qin Fen had stretched out an invisible giant palm and slapped the faces of the true spirit realm powerhouses. However, it was not that Qin Fen was so powerful that Long Outyin and the others could not stop him, but these true spirit realm powerhouses were too arrogant. As soon as they appeared, they believed that Qin Fen would eventually kneel and beg for mercy. They did not expect Qin Fen to use a killing move as soon as he attacked. This kid actually wanted to fight to the death. Ah! Grandson Qin, if I don't kill you today, I'll be ashamed of my identity as the great elder of the 7 Stars monastery. Su Peng was furious. He slapped with his palm, and the air suddenly exploded, forming a huge crack. Qin Fen was about to use his flying sword to block again, but he immediately stopped when he felt Su Peng's realm. This old man's aura was extremely strong, and he was obviously a powerhouse who had stepped into the true spirit realm. That simple palm immediately formed a whirlpool in the air. Wherever it went, fierce winds blew, bringing with it a destructive aura. A playful look appeared in the eyes of the various sect's disciples. It was as if they could already see Qin Fen's death. Long Outyin and Wu Qiming's expressions were somewhat complicated. They actually did not want Qin Fen to die just like that. After all, the pill recipe for the Spirit Surge pill and the soul-suppressing orb were still with him. However, the two of them hated Qin Fen to the core. Seeing that he was about to die, the two of them did not stop him in the end. Raise the formation. Seeing the murderous intent surrounding him, Qin Fen suddenly roared. In an instant, he threw out countless array flags and spirit stones. These array flags scattered all over the ground, forming a mysterious array diagram. The originally dim spirit stones began to emit light, and unknowingly, the area within a radius of 100 meters under his feet was shrouded by several sky-reaching walls. The appearance of the spell formation was too sudden. A powerful aura spread out from Qin Feng in all directions. The expressions of the disciples from the four sects changed drastically. A premonition of death arose in their hearts. Even Wu Qiming and Long Outyin had a bad feeling. "Everyone, be careful." As Long Outyin shouted, he quickly retreated. In the blink of an eye, his figure had already landed on the opposite Purple Mountain peak. Wu Qiming also retreated 100 meters and looked at the place where Qin Fen stood with a complicated expression. When everyone retreated, they saw that the Seven Stars Monastery's great elder, Su Peng, had not retreated. Instead, he leaped into the formation. Because he had eaten the youth pill, an evil smile appeared on his handsome face. The corners of his mouth curled into a disdainful arc. "Ha! You're indeed an ignorant junior. How dare you use a formation in front of the Seven Stars Monastery? Let me show you what a real formation is." The disciples surrounding Qin Fen were shocked for a moment. Just a second ago, they were still puzzled by Su Peng's behavior. Now, they suddenly realized that Su Peng was the great elder of the Seven Stars Monastery, a 5-star formation sect. Rumor had it that he was already a level 4 formation grandmaster. Yet, Qin Fen was trying to use a formation in front of him. As Su Peng finished speaking, he was already in the center of Qin Fen's formation. He quickly struck out with his palm, but it was not an offensive move. In an instant, he threw out dozens of array flags. "Change the formation," Su Peng shouted as soon as the array flags landed on the ground. Only those who had reached level 4 in formation could have the ability to change the formation. Only by learning how to change the formation could one be considered to have truly stepped into the door of formation. Although Su Peng's idea was good, the array flags that landed on the ground did not respond. Those array flags tried to connect to form a new formation, but they were blocked by something and did not work. At this moment, Su Peng finally felt a trace of uneasiness in his heart. He wanted to leave the formation, but he saw Qin Fen casually raise his hand and dozens of array flags scattered like flowers. "You want to teach me how to change the formation? You also need to have the ability to do so." Qin Fen's voice was cold and emotionless. He was like a ghost who had walked out of hell to take lives. As his voice fell, the ground under Su Peng's feet seemed to rotate, and countless heaven-reaching formation walls immediately appeared around him. Su Peng only took a simple look, and he had already discovered 5 or 6 overlapping formation walls. He was shocked. These formation walls were all level 4 great formations, and they were formed by Qin Feng in an instant. This youth, who was not even 30 years old, was actually a level 4 great formation master, and could change more than 5 formation changes at the same time. "How did you do this?" Even if he saw it with his own eyes, Su Peng could not accept it, but how could he be in the mood to wait for Qin Fen's reply? He tried to escape several times, but he found that he was trapped in a level 4 entrapment array. Not only was there an entrapment array around him, there were also 2 level 4 killing arrays. Hong, long, long. The killing arrays had been activated and the world was filled with blade glows and sword shadows. There was an earth-shattering sound that scared the cultivators in the distance. Su Peng was trapped in the array and had no room to dodge, but he was still a first true spirit realm expert. This level 4 entrapment array could temporarily trap him, but the killing arrays could only injure him. It was not realistic to want to kill him. From entering the array to changing the array to being trapped in the center of the array, all of this happened in just a few breaths. Su Peng was caught off guard and only now did he realize that he was in a life and death crisis. As the great elder of the Seven Stars Monastery, he had stepped into the first true spirit realm and had the halo of a level 4 array grandmaster. Su Peng was respected wherever he went. When had he ever fallen into such a difficult situation? However, he did not dare to complain anymore. He finally realized that Qin Fen was serious. He did not know what was wrong with this kid's brain. He actually dared to resist under the siege of the 4 sect experts. Qin Fen, as long as you let me go now, I promise I won't trouble you anymore. Su Peng's body kept emitting muffled sounds. Although it was not life-threatening, it was not a good feeling. However, after Qin Fen trapped him, he did not care about his existence at all. At this moment, both of his hands were constantly striking and he was still setting up the array. Even Su Peng could not understand Qin Fen. He did not understand what kind of array this guy was setting up. Or did he think that a mere level 4 array could withstand the attacks of Long Outyen and Wu Qiming? However, the people of the Soaring Dragon Chamber of Commerce and the Witchcraft sect did not move. Su Ping realized that he could only rely on himself if he wanted to live. Qin Feng, it's useless even if you trap me here. A grade 4 slaughter formation can't kill me at all. If you let me go now, I'll leave this place immediately, and I'll even persuade the 7 Stars sect to stop being enemies with you. If you insist on going about things the wrong way, then I'll use all my strength to break your grade 4 confinement formation, and I'll personally grind you into ashes and scatter you in the Violet Cloud Mountain range. At this time, Su Ping still did not see the situation clearly and even shouted in a threatening tone. Qin Fen sneered. He originally wanted to ignore this ant, but he changed his mind at this moment. Since you are in a hurry to die, I will fulfill your wish. As Qin Fen spoke, he struck out with his palm. 2 shadows flew out and instantly fell into the trap array. Before the crowd could see the appearance of the shadows, one of the paper talismans turned into a monstrous golden flame that spread throughout the entire space. The other paper talisman triggered purple thunder and suddenly several lightning bolts fell from the sky. Rumble. The power of the 2 level 4 killing arrays, the level 7 fire talisman and the level 7 thunder talisman stacked together. The trap array seemed to have become a doomsday land. The explosion lasted for the time it took for an incense stick to burn before it gradually stopped. When the wind blew the smoke away, Su Peng's figure was nowhere to be seen. Instead, the originally purple mountain was dyed red with blood, proving that Su Peng had once existed here. What just happened? Where is Elder Su Peng? Elder Su Peng is dead. That guy actually killed Great Elder Su Peng. The crowd was shocked. From their point of view, Qin Fen was only at the 3 changes of Buddha's light. Even if he was extremely talented in martial arts and was the #1 genius in the Northern Sand Continent, he would at most be able to kill a late-stage Buddha's light cultivator who was 3 or 4 levels above him. But now, he had almost instantly killed a true spirit realm expert. This method of skipping levels was somewhat abnormal. However, this abnormal action had just begun. Before the crowd could recover from the shock, a strange energy fluctuation rose around them and someone had already shouted. "Ah! What's going on? How did I get teleported? Young hero Qin, don't kill me. I don't dare to do anything to you anymore." The screams were endless. When that strange scene appeared, even Long Outyen and Wu Qiming subconsciously retreated 100 meters. On the purple mountain, a mysterious white light suddenly appeared around the disciples. The white light flashed and disappeared along with the disciple. When they reappeared, they had all fallen into the level 4 trap array that Qin Fen had set up. It's a teleportation array. That guy with the surname Qin actually set up a teleportation array. Long Outyen let out a strange cry. He had already discovered something fishy. When his voice landed, a strange aura enveloped the empty valley. The 4 great sects had joined forces to surround and kill Qin Fen, but they didn't expect him to have time to set up a formation. Not only did Qin Fen set up a trap array, a killing array, a defensive array, and a teleportation array, he actually set up a trap array, a killing array, a defensive array, and a teleportation array. This guy was simply too abnormal. Chapter 1805. In just 15 minutes, 7 or 8 disciples had been teleported into the trap formation. These disciples were all Buddha's light cultivators. Even if they joined forces to attack the formation, they couldn't break the level 4 trap formation in a short period of time. What's more, they didn't have the energy to focus on breaking the formation. There were 3 killing formations hidden in the trap formation. When the killing formations were activated, the saber chi and sword gleams that flew all over the sky were deadly, killing 3 Buddha's light cultivators in the early stage. President Long, please make a move. If you continue to fight like this, the disciples will die. Great Elder Qiming, that kid surnamed Qin is more sinister than our witchcraft sect. Please make a move to break his formation so that the disciples can absorb his yang qi and refine him into a corpse soldier. 7 Stars Monasteries Su Qi and Su Peng were killed by Qin Fun. As for Red Flower Hall, only Alchemist Qing came, but he was also teleported into the trap formation and died under the flying sword. At this time, in the empty valley, only the forces of Longting Chamber of Commerce and Witchcraft sect were left, and the disciples of the 2 sects were also heavily injured. The few disciples outside the formation were constantly flying, not daring to stay in the same place for more than a second, deeply afraid that the ground under their feet would suddenly become a teleportation formation. It felt like stepping on a landmine. Long Outyen was already furious. He secretly observed the situation of the formation and found that although Qin Fen had many formations, they were all level 4 formations, which had no effect on his current realm. With a slap, half of the space seemed to shake. Long Outyen was still standing on the mountain peak, but the huge palm print fell on top of Qin Fen's head. Before it completely fell, a light curtain appeared and intercepted the palm print. Boom! A loud noise shook the sky. The crowd was dumbfounded. Even the disciples in the trap formation were stunned and even forgot to avoid the attack of the killing formation. They felt the trapping formation shake violently, but it only shook for a moment before everything returned to normal. Long Outyen's ferocious palm strike had disappeared without a trace. How could this be? Long Outyen was stunned. Wu Qiming snorted coldly, President Long, since you've chosen to cooperate with the Gate of Witchcraft, then everyone should show their strength. Why do you have to harbor ulterior motives? It's not good for everyone. Long Outyen's face darkened. He knew that he had been misunderstood by Wu Qiming. No matter what, he was a rank 6 true spirit realm expert. It was normal for a mere rank 4 formation to be destroyed by his palm. Not to mention Wu Qiming, even the surviving disciples of the Dragon Sword Chamber of Commerce were shocked, unable to understand why their president was holding back his strength. Only Long Outyen himself knew that he had used 80% of his strength in that attack, but it had not even managed to leave a crack in the formation that Qin Feng had set up. Humph! As the branch president of the Dragon Sword Chamber of Commerce, one of the 8 great supremes of the Northern Sand region, why would I need to play tricks with your witchcraft sect? That Qin Feng is not as simple as you think he is. There's a higher level defense formation within the formation. You'll know once you try it yourself. Long Outyen grumbled. Wu Qiming's expression changed. He believed Long Outyen's words. After all, Long Outyen's strength was the highest among the team that had come to kill him. There was no need for him to play any tricks. However, Wu Qiming could not understand. Qin Feng was not even 30 years old, so how could he set up a spirit formation that was higher than a rank 4 formation? Qin Feng, let this ghost immortal test your ability. It was futile to make guesses. Wu Qiming took action personally. His figure flashed and turned into a cloud of black fog, charging in Qin Feng's direction. Before he reached the formation, Two small clouds of black fog flew out of the black fog and crashed into the formation while letting out screams. Rumble. There was another violent movement, as though the entire purple cloud valley was shaking. The white light once again appeared in the void, forming a barrier that completely blocked the black mist. How could this be? What's the level of this formation? Wu Qiming was dumbfounded. He was at the peak of level 9 of the Ghost Immortal Realm, which was comparable to an orthodox cultivator at level 2 of the True Spirit Realm. Under that attack, even a rank 5 formation would be loosened. However, the white formation wall in front of him was shining brightly and didn't seem to be damaged at all. At this time, all the disciples trapped in the rank 4 trap formation were dead. The disciples who were hiding in the distance no longer dared to approach Qin Feng. They witnessed President Long Outyin and Great Elder Wu Qiming personally attacking Qin Feng, but they couldn't hurt him at all. Although it was hard to understand, it was the truth. Qin Feng had a calm expression on his face, but in his heart, raging waves were set off. He was amazed by the formidable defensive capabilities of the level 6 defensive array. But when he thought of the 3 level 6 defensive array discs that Daoist Barefoot had given him, and now there was only one left, he couldn't help but feel his heart ache. But on second thought, with the rank 6 defense formation protecting the Ouyang mansion, even the sect master of the Xian medical sect couldn't do anything. Qin Feng's heart was filled with joy. As long as Zhang Kuku and Xiao Li's safety was guaranteed, using a rank 6 defense formation disc was nothing. Qin Feng immediately put away these messy thoughts. He was now facing a life and death crisis. Even with the protection of the rank 6 defense formation, if Long Outyin and Wu Qiming attacked together, he believed that the formation would eventually be broken. Rank 6 defense formation, this is definitely a rank 6 defense formation. Long Outyin's eyes lit up. Although no one in the northern sand continent could refine a rank 6 formation disc, there were some rank 6 formation discs in the ancient martial arts ruins. Moreover, as the president of the Dragonrise Chamber of Commerce's branch, Long Outyin often went to the other 3 continents to do business and collected many high-grade formation discs. A level 6 array disc was one of the more powerful array discs that Long Outyin had seen before. Not to mention, this was a level 6 defensive array. If he could bring this array disc back to the sect and set it up in the Dragonsword Chamber of Commerce's base, the defensive power of the base would rise by a huge margin. What? That Qin fella actually has a rank 6 defense formation disc. Wu Qiming was shocked when he found out about the situation. Long Outyin snapped out of his shock and excitement and his expression turned cold. He realized that this rank 6 defense formation could not be taken away. He had to join forces with Wu Qiming to break the formation. Otherwise, they would not be able to kill Qin Feng. Elder Wu, don't think about anything else. None of us can take this rank 6 defense formation away. We can only capture Qin Feng if we break it. Long Outyin merely took a glance at Wu Qiming and saw through his thoughts from the subtle changes in his expression. Wu Qiming snapped out of his daze and the joy in his heart vanished. When he saw the Gate of Witchcraft's disciples who had died in the trapping formation, he immediately became extremely furious. Although a rank 6 defense formation is powerful, I believe that if we go all out, it won't take more than an hour for the formation to be broken. Wu Qiming let out a strange cry. His figure hovered above Qin Feng's head and his palm fell down. Immediately, dozens of black fog fell like boulders. This attack was majestic and it was obvious that he had exerted his full strength. The reason why he attacked without holding back was to show Long Outyin. To be honest, Long Outyin was the existence with the highest realm among the people who besieged him this time. Whether the rank 6 defense formation could be broken or not depended on Long Outyin's strength. President Long, don't hold back. Let's break the formation first. Wu Qiming did not forget to remind him. How could Long Outyin not see through his thoughts? However, Long Outyen did not care. Compared to Wu Qiming, he wanted to capture Qin Feng more. Rumble. The two venerables attacked at the same time and all kinds of attacks landed on the formation wall in the void. For a moment, there was a loud roar like rolling thunder, causing the entire purple cloud valley to tremble. Qin Feng could feel the ground shaking in the rank 6 defense formation. He saw that the formation wall was gradually dimming under the intense attacks and there were even subtle cracks on the surface. If he were to sit still and wait for death, the final result would be death. However, it was impossible for him to escape from the defense formation at this time as he would die even faster. With a slight thought, a dazzling big sniper appeared in Qin Feng's hand. The body of the gun was surrounded by white electric light and it even made a sizzling sound. This kind of subtle movement was difficult to be noticed by others, but it did not escape the ears of Long Outyen and Wu Qiming. When the two looked at the 100 miles light sniper, their expressions changed. It was the first time they had seen such a strange weapon. Rumble. Just as the two were guessing the function of the light sniper, there was a loud explosion and a blue fire dragon spewed out from the light sniper, instantly burning a fault in the air. Several Gate of Witchcraft's disciples could not escape in time and were all buried in the sea of fire. This was the Heavenly Fire Spirit Sunflower ranked 25th in the Northern Sand Continent, the nemesis of ghost cultivators. Ayayaya! You grandson, how dare you kill my Gate of Witchcraft's disciples? This ghost immortal wants you to die a horrible death. Wu Qiming screamed in anger, but under the power of the heavenly fire, he could only flee in all directions. On the other hand, Long Outyen was much calmer. He casually struck out a few palms and a huge palm print appeared in the air in front of him, blocking the spirit sunflower's flames. Humph. It's just a heavenly fire. It can only show off in front of cultivators below the Buddha light stage. In the eyes of a revered true spirit, a heavenly fire is nothing. Long Outyen's words were arrogant, but he did have the capital to be arrogant. This true spirit level 6 old man was not as simple as he looked on the surface. He was one of the 8 great supremes of the Northern Sand Continent, and if he was ruthless, he could even kill a late true spirit stage cultivator. The power of the heavenly fire had lost its effect, so Qin Feng immediately took out the heaven bell. When the heaven bell appeared, Long Outyen's eyes lit up. He recognized this as the true weapon of the Red Flower Hall's Hall Master, Bai Zhanfei. He did not expect it to fall into Qin Feng's hands. In that case, Bai Zhanfei was really killed by Qin Feng. However, Long Outyen could not understand how Qin Feng could kill Bai Zhanfei, who was at true spirit level 4, when he was merely at the Buddha light stage. Rumble. While he was lost in his thoughts, a new round of flame attacks flew over. The heavenly fire spirit sunflower was accelerated by the 100-mile light sniper and strengthened by the heaven bell. It was like a giant dragon that could devour the heavens, bringing with it an aura that could destroy everything. Chapter 1806. Damned ant, I will definitely kill you today. Long Outyen was infuriated. He clapped his hands and an 8-sided square cauldron appeared in front of him. When the square cauldron first appeared, it was only the size of a fist. However, within a few breaths' time, it grew bigger and bigger until it was as big as Qin Feng's heaven bell. It hovered above Long Outyen's head and spun rapidly. Wu Qiming retreated in fear when he saw the blue fire dragon pouncing towards him. However, Long Outyen didn't move from his original position. He casually slapped out with his palm, and a gigantic palm imprint brought with it the aura of rolling thunderclouds. It slammed into the fire dragon's body and instantly dissipated it. Whoosh! The fire dragon was dispersed, but it didn't disappear. It turned into a rain of fire that rained down from the sky. Countless balls of fire burned in the wind. Its aura wasn't any weaker than that of the fire dragon. In fact, it was even more ferocious. Is this kid a Buddha light stage cultivator? His power is too terrifying. Wu Qiming's eyes were filled with shock. He was completely stunned by the scene of the rain of fire. This wasn't an ordinary fire. It was the Northern Sand Continent's 25th ranked Heavenly Fire spiritual sunflower. As a ghost cultivator, the Heavenly Fire was their nemesis. When Wu Qiming was in the rain of fire, he felt as though he had fallen into the netherworld. It's just a small trick. Break. However, Long Outyen stood his ground and didn't move. He had an indifferent expression on his face. The eight-sided cauldron above his head spun even faster, to the point that it created afterimages. Following Long Outyen's roar, countless cauldron shadows shot out from the eight-sided square cauldron. These cauldron shadows were layers of golden light that clashed with the rain of fire. Loud sounds rang out. When the flames clashed with the cauldron shadows, they automatically dissipated. The cauldron shadows also dimmed and disappeared. However, the square cauldron above Long Outyen's head continued to spin and create new cauldron shadows. One of the Northern Sand Continent's 8 great spiritual cauldrons, the eight-sided exquisite cauldron. Wu Qiming suddenly exclaimed. Long Outyen's face was filled with arrogance. A hint of pride flashed in his eyes. The eight-sided square cauldron above his head was just as Wu Qiming had said. It was one of the Northern Sand Continent's 8 great spiritual cauldrons. The eight-faced exquisite cauldron was a non-elemental spiritual cauldron that was suitable for refining elixirs of various attributes. It also had a powerful defensive ability. When Qin Feng heard about the Northern Sands Continent's 8 great spiritual cauldrons, he immediately thought of the Heaven's Limit cauldron that Long Qianjun intended to give him. It was said to be one of the Northern Sands Continent's 8 great spiritual cauldrons, the Water Spiritual Cauldron. However, Qin Feng had the Heaven and Earth cauldron in his system. Back then, he had rejected the Heaven and Earth cauldron as a gift. Now that he thought about it, he regretted it a little. This was because he realized that the 8 great spiritual cauldrons of the Northern Sand Continent weren't just simply used for concocting pills. For example, the eight-sided exquisite cauldron used by Long Outyen had a very strong defense. However, there was no point in saying all this now. Qin Feng felt that he had fallen into a huge predicament. He could only hide in the level 6 defense formation and did not dare to go out. He wanted to use the 100-kilometer light sniper to shoot the heavenly fire to repel Long Outyen and Wu Qiming, but he found that the heavenly fire had no effect on Long Outyen. When the fiery rain disappeared, Long Outyen laughed arrogantly. The 25th ranked heavenly fire spirit sunflower is only a so-so. In other words, the heavenly fire falling into your hands is a waste. Qin Feng could not refute Long Outyen's words. He knew that the heavenly fire needed to be nurtured, and the best resource to nurture it was a cultivator's inner qi and true essence. Therefore, the higher the level of a cultivator, the faster they could nurture the heavenly fire. When Qin Feng first obtained the spirit sunflower and the purple serene flame, he was only a Saint King realm cultivator. Until now, he had not seen these two flames level up. The eight-faced exquisite cauldron was still floating above Long Outyen's head, but it had stopped rotating. Or rather, it was rotating very slowly. Qin Feng realized that activating the cauldron would consume a lot of inner qi. Therefore, he used the 100-kilometer light sniper and the sky bell to attack twice. However, the results were disappointing. The flames that filled the sky were all blocked by the cauldron. Therefore, Qin Feng immediately realized another problem. Even if activating the eight-faced exquisite cauldron consumed a lot of inner qi, it was not difficult for Long Outyen, who was at the 6th level of the true spirit realm, to activate this kind of true weapon-level treasure. In other words, perhaps when the 100-kilometer light sniper could not withstand the spirit sunflower flame, Long Outyen could still freely activate the eight-faced exquisite cauldron to rotate. As a result, Qin Feng was once again in a desperate situation. Among his long-range attack methods, the 100-kilometer light sniper and the heavenly fire were the most lethal. Now that these two methods were suppressed, if he could not think of another way as soon as possible, the final result would be that Long Outyen and Wu Qiming would join forces to break through the 6th-level defense array and kill him. The fierce attacks had already exploded on the defense array. Being in the array, Qin Feng could clearly feel that the defense array's energy was rapidly weakening. However, he could not think of a way to escape in such a short time. As a last resort, he planned to use the rank 7 escape talisman given by Immortal Barefoot. However, he saw a faint light appear in the valley not far away. Ha! Is that the entrance to the Violet Cloud Valley secret realm? Not only did Qin Feng notice the faint light, but Wu Qiming and Long Outyen also looked over. Wu Qiming immediately stopped his attacks, and his eyes shone brightly. The Violet Cloud Valley was one of the 8 legendary sacred realms in the northern Sand Continent. Any cultivator who was fated to enter would be able to step into the true spirit realm in the future. Furthermore, there were rumors that almost all of the virtual god realm experts in the northern Sand Continent had been to the Violet Cloud Valley secret realm. Wu Qiming was only at the peak of Ghost Immortal level 9, which was comparable to an orthodox cultivator at the true spirit realm level 2. He had always yearned to enter this mysterious treasure land, but unfortunately, the jade plates of the Violet Cloud Valley were so rare that even he had no way of obtaining one. It really is the entrance to the Violet Cloud Valley secret realm. This entrance appeared randomly. Many cultivators were lucky enough to obtain the jade plate of the Violet Cloud Valley, but they were unable to find the entrance to the secret realm their entire lives. Now that the entrance is right in front of us, we don't have the jade plate to enter, Long Outyen sighed. This was why people often said that those who were fated to enter would have a meteoric rise in cultivation. However, Long Outyen didn't have the jade plate of the Violet Cloud Valley, so he felt that he wasn't the fated one. It wasn't until the two of them mentioned that it was the entrance to the Violet Cloud Valley secret realm that Qin Feng came to a sudden realization. That faint light was less than 200 meters away from him, and coincidentally, he had set up a teleportation array there. Suddenly, a strange energy wave spread out. The commotion was huge, and it felt like the space around Qin Feng was shaking. Long Outyen and Wu Qiming's expressions changed drastically, and their eyes revealed a look of disbelief. They couldn't understand Qin Feng's current actions at all. What is that kid doing? Did he put away the rank 6 defensive array? Wu Qiming let out a strange cry. Long Outyen was stunned on the spot. He couldn't answer Wu Qiming's question, because he couldn't find the answer to this question either. Qin Feng actually put away the defensive array. What was the difference between that and seeking death? Chapter 1807. Rumble. An earth-shattering sound. A huge palm print condensed in the void and instantly enveloped Qin Feng. Wu Qiming hurriedly screamed, "Ayaya! President Long's palm is too reckless, isn't that kid going to be slapped to death?" Violet Cloud Valley's secret territory requires a jade token to enter, he'll only be ejected if he tries to force his way in. Halfway through his sentence, Wu Qiming suddenly shut his mouth, revealing a shocked expression. Not only him, but Long Outyen's eyes also almost fell to the ground. When he unleashed that palm strike with all his might, he regretted it. Qin Feng would definitely die under that palm strike. In that case, the pill recipe for the Spirit Surge pill, the Heavenly Fire Spirit Sunflower, and the many treasures on Qin Feng's body might all be lost. However, the two of them clearly thought too much. The palm print missed and smashed a mountain peak into pieces, but Qin Feng disappeared into thin air and actually entered the Violet Cloud Valley's secret territory. He went in. Wu Qiming looked astonished, as if he was talking to himself. Long Outyan came back to his senses, his expression was so cold that it was about to freeze. Looks like the news I received is true. That Qin guy went to Ouyang Manor, he most likely cured Madame Zi Xiao and obtained Ouyang Jun's Violet Cloud Valley Jade token. Wu Qiming suddenly realized that the news of Qin Feng in Violet Cloud City was actually spread by Elder Wu Shi. Now that he thought about it carefully, Long Outyan's guess was most likely true. Did this kid save the divine continent in his previous life? His luck is so heaven-defying. Wu Qiming began to feel jealous of Qin Feng. This kid only had 3 changes of Buddha aura, yet he escaped unscathed from the 4 sects' encirclement and even killed all the disciples from the 4 sections. Long Outyan was depressed thinking about this. He didn't know how to explain this to the Dragon Soul sect master when he returned. Humph. It's a good thing that this kid entered the Violet Cloud Valley's secret territory. Long Outyan suddenly sneered. Wu Qiming couldn't understand his thoughts at all, but before he could ask, Long Outyan continued, rumor has it that there are many resources in Violet Cloud Valley's mystic realm. There are countless spirit herbs, spirit beasts, and materials for forging and setting up formations. When that surnamed Qin guy comes out with those treasures, won't those things be ours? Wu Qiming had an epiphany. In the end, Qin Feng was only a Buddha's light stage cultivator. The reason why he could kill so many disciples today and still escape unscathed was firstly because he had the protection of the level 6 defensive array, and secondly because his luck was heaven-defying and he just happened to run into the entrance of the Violet Cloud Valley. Otherwise, even if he gave it his all, it would be hard for him to escape death today. I heard that Violet Afterglow Valley's exit is the same as the entrance, constantly changing. Could it be that we're going to wait here? Wu Qiming asked. If you want to guard this place, you can stay here alone. I need to return and report the situation. Even though the Northern Sand region is huge, the Dragonrise Merchant Guild's influence is everywhere. Even if that Qin fella hides at the ends of the world, the Dragonrise Merchant Guild will still find him. Long Outyan flew away. Wu Qiming stood at the entrance of the Violet Cloud Valley and cursed a few times before turning into a black fog and disappearing into the distance. Qin Feng was gambling with his life. He put away the level 6 defensive array and used the teleportation array to enter the Violet Cloud Valley's secret territory's entrance. Luckily, his gamble was successful. The instant he entered the secret territory's entrance, the Violet Cloud Valley Jade tablet on him sensed something and brought him into a space of nothingness. As a level 4 formation grandmaster, and having experienced teleportation arrays more than once, Qin Feng knew where he was being teleported to. Moreover, the distance of this teleportation array was definitely very far. Even with his Buddha's Light 3 changes cultivation, he still felt dizzy. After an unknown amount of time, Qin Feng fell into an unfamiliar desert. When he looked around, he felt a sense of familiarity yet distance. This is the Violet Cloud Valley's secret territory. Qin Feng was somewhat disappointed. According to the rumors, there were many spirit herbs in the Violet Cloud Valley's secret territory, spirit beasts ran amok, and there was even a spirit vein hidden within. However, in front of him was a boundless desert. Apart from the spirit chi being denser than outside, there was not a single living plant within a radius of several hundred miles. Why do I feel that this place is somewhat familiar, as if I've seen it somewhere before? Qin Feng calmed himself down and planned to sit on the flying cloud all to look elsewhere. Since the outside world said that the Violet Cloud Valley was one of the Northern Sand region's 8 sacred territories, there was naturally a reason for it. Perhaps he just hadn't found the right place yet. However, before he could take out the soaring cloud a dangerous aura gushed out from all directions. Countless small sand dunes suddenly emerged from the ground of the desolate desert. Each and every one of those sand dunes had an unknown object hidden within them, and they were rapidly drilling towards him. Rumble. Without hesitation, Qin Feng slashed with his blade. The golden phoenix brought with it a several 100-meter-long blade aura, splitting the sand in front of him into two. The small sand dunes that were hit by the blade aura exploded into flying sand, and countless giant poisonous scorpions flew out from the surrounding sand dunes. Poisonous Scorpion Slaughterhouse. The moment Qin Feng saw the giant poisonous scorpions, he involuntarily uttered the name. He suddenly realized why he felt a sense of familiarity when he first arrived at this desert. This place was the same as the Poison Sun City he had been to in the Divine Great Land, and the area before him was exactly the same as the Poisonous Scorpion Slaughterhouse. However, the poisonous scorpions hidden in this desert were slightly larger than those in the Divine Great Land. Although there were many poisonous scorpions, they were only low-level beasts. When Qin Feng's blade fell a few times, the desert was already littered with the corpses of the poisonous scorpions. The poisonous scorpions here even had the same body structure as those in the Poisonous Scorpion Slaughterhouse in the Divine Great Land, with shiny spirit stones hidden behind their heads. Qin Feng wasn't in the mood to collect these small spirit stones, nor did he chase after the poisonous scorpions that were scared away. He suddenly arrived at the Violet Cloud Valley's secret territory. Before he could fully understand the situation here, he discovered a new situation. Qin Feng began to believe that this place was a part of the Divine Great Land because Su Ruoro and the other women were transported from the Divine Great Land to the Divine Supreme Mainland. However, Qin Feng could not figure out how the two continents merged 2 years ago. After realizing that this was Poison Sun City, Qin Feng became more familiar with the surroundings. Previously, he had specifically gone to Poison Sun City to look for Su Ruoro, Choya, and the Thousand Illusion Child, so he was very familiar with this place. Half an hour later, Qin Feng drove the flying cloud all out of the boundless desert. He was pleasantly surprised to find that this place really was the Poison Sun City of the Divine Great Land. He arrived at the Fire Beast Battalion according to the terrain in his memory and saw the scenery of an oasis dotted with stars. However, Qin Feng also discovered something different. This wasn't the Poison Sun City that he was familiar with. This was because the Violet Cloud Valley's secret realm was much larger than Poison Sun City. On the way here, he passed by a few places that he had never seen before. Master, when the Divine Mainland merged 2 years ago, not only did it merge with the Divine Mainland, but many other planes were also merged. Little Pig's voice suddenly sounded. Qin Feng understood what he meant. The Poison Sun City in front of him was most likely a new plane formed after the Poison Sun City of the Divine Continent merged with another plane. At this moment, he couldn't help but think of the immortal island that was created by the system. When the Divine Mainland had merged, the immortal island had also merged with it. However, Qin Feng hadn't sensed anything until now. When he saw Poison Sun City, he realized that the immortal island was also on the Divine Mainland. Moreover, it might exist in some corner of the other 3 continents. The Divine Continent's Poison Sun City was vast, and it was one of the training grounds used by cultivators to complete missions. There were dozens of mission locations, such as the Venomous Scorpion Slaughterhouse, the Fire Beast Camp, the Sandstone Array, the Origin of Storms, the Blazing Fire Spring, and so on. Back then, in order to find Su Ruoro and the other 2 women, Qin Feng had practically searched every corner of Poison Sun City. The Earth Fire Purple Serene Flame that he now possessed was also found at the legendary Heavenly Fire mission point. After flying for an unknown period of time, Qin Feng felt a few powerful divine senses sweep over, followed by an aged voice. "Fellow Daoist, please come over and have a chat." Qin Feng quickly found the source of the voice. It came from a sandy area several thousand meters away. Although it was a little far, he could tell that the other party was at least a mid-stage true spirit expert. Otherwise, their divine senses wouldn't be able to reach him. Finally, he met a living person in the Violet Cloud Valley's secret territory. For a moment, Qin Feng didn't know whether he should be happy or worried. This place was definitely a world of experts. With his current cultivation of the 3 changes of Buddha aura, how could he deal with a cultivator who was shouting? In the blink of an eye, the soaring cloud all had already crossed the distance. Qin Fen had no choice but to land on the sandy area. Since the other party only shouted and didn't forcefully stop him, there was naturally room for negotiation. If he ignored everything and left now, it was very likely that the other party would attack him out of anger. 3 seniors, may I know why you are looking for this junior? As soon as he came down from the soaring cloud all, Qin Fen's heart tensed up. There were 3 old men standing on the sandy area. Their auras were incomparably strong, even he couldn't see through them. The 3 people's gazes fell on Qin Fen. Greed flashed in their eyes. They had their eyes on the soaring cloud all that Qin Fen used. Its flying speed had definitely reached the level of a true artifact. Even though the 3 of them were true spirit realm experts, they only used low-grade true artifact level aircraft. It was very likely that it wasn't as good as Qin Fen's soaring cloud all. However, the 3 of them didn't mention the soaring cloud all. Instead, the old man who shouted for Qin Fen to land spoke. My name is Zhang Xuefeng. This is Bai Ling. This is Blackface. Qin Fen carefully scanned the 3 people. Although he couldn't see through their realms, he could see that the old man who spoke had the strongest aura. He should be the man leading the 3. As for the cultivator called Blackface, he was wearing a black mask. That mask was a spirit artifact, so he couldn't see through his appearance. Qin Fen knew that Blackface definitely wasn't the cultivator's real name. It was just an alias he made up because of the mask. As for whether Zhang Xuefeng and Bai Ling's names were real, Qin Fen couldn't be sure. Junior Jing Shui. I happened to pass by this place. If the 3 seniors don't have anything else, Junior will take his leave first. Before entering the teleportation array, Qin Fen had changed his appearance. Now that Qin Fen and Qiao Feng's identities were famous in the northern Sand Continent, he had no choice but to use the identity of Jing Shui. Seeing that Qin Fen was in a hurry to leave, Zhang Xuefeng immediately said, Fellow cultivator, don't be in a hurry. I believe that you came here to find the purple spectral flame. The 3 of us also came here for it. Moreover, we don't know each other. A few days ago, we met here and planned to form a team. Why don't you join our team? Qin Fen already knew the harsh conditions to enter the Purple Cloud Valley's secret territory. Not only did they need a jade plate, they also needed to encounter the entrance of the Purple Cloud Valley. From this, it seemed that the cultivators who could enter the Purple Cloud Valley's secret territory wouldn't have a low cultivation. If they formed a team, it would indeed reduce a lot of risk. However, Qin Fen didn't believe that Zhang Xuefeng and the other 2 really wanted to form a team with him. These 3 old guys had all stepped into the true spirit realm, and he had only shown the 3 changes of Buddha aura. If he brought them along, he would instead be a burden to Zhang Xuefeng and the other 2. Although he guessed this in his heart, Qin Fen wouldn't say it out loud. If he caused the other party to shed all pretense of cordiality, he wouldn't even know how he died. It is Junior's honor to form a team with the 3 seniors. However, Junior has no intention of finding the purple spectral flame. Qin Fen tactfully refused. Zhang Xuesong's expression changed slightly, but he quickly regained his calm expression. Young hero Jing Shui, legend has it that the heavenly fire land hides the purple spectral flame, ranked 5th on the divine supreme continent. Every cultivator who enters the Purple Cloud Valley will come here to try their luck. I know that young hero has his guard up, but you don't have to be like this. If we have any ill intentions towards you, we can attack at any time. Why do this unnecessary thing? Zhang Xuefeng said that he was just and selfless, but this was the divine supreme continent. No cultivator would help others for no reason. The more he acted like this, the more Qin Fen felt that there was a big problem with this person. Qin Fen felt a bit amused. According to the legend, the purple spectral flame of the heavenly fire land had already been taken away by him. However, this matter couldn't be said, or else he would die without a burial. Since Senior is kind enough to help, then Junior will not be polite. I'm just afraid of burdening the three seniors. Qin Fen really wanted to leave, but he knew that he couldn't leave now. He had no choice but to compromise for now. It wouldn't be too late to leave when he found an opportunity. Seeing that he agreed, Zhang Shuifeng and Bai Ling's eyes lit up. As for the black-masked cultivator, his entire face was covered, and even his facial features couldn't be seen. After joining the group, the three of them didn't show any unusual behavior. Along the way, Zhang Shuifeng asked Qin Fen some personal questions, as if he was secretly probing for something. Bai Ling and the black-masked cultivator didn't speak along the way. Only then did Qin Fen realize that the three of them really didn't seem to know each other before. After walking for half a day, the four of them arrived at the depths of the heavenly fire land. In front of them was a boundless desert, and the surrounding environment was extremely harsh. The sandstorm never stopped. If it weren't for them using their inner qi to create a layer of protection around themselves, they would have been torn to pieces by the raging sandstorm. Senior Zhang, the environment in front is getting worse and worse. Are we still going to go deeper? Qin Fen suddenly stopped. He couldn't be more familiar with this area. If they continued forward, they would reach the source of the volcano. Back then, the giant winged fire demon was guarding this place. There was also a gigantic fire demon tree, and the purple spectral flame was hidden under the volcano. Young hero Jing, the legendary purple spectral flame of the earth fire, often appears in front of us. However, there's a 7th grade fire beast guarding this place. If we encounter a fire beast, we'll work together to kill it. If we find the purple spectral flame, we'll split the fire seed evenly. Oh, right. Your cultivation is the lowest, so take this talisman. If you see that fire beast, just throw it on its body. Chapter 1808. Qin Feng took Zhang Shuifeng's talisman and sneered in his heart. This was a level 6 talisman, others might not be able to recognize it, but with Qin Feng's experience, he could tell that it was a level 6 trapping talisman. Trapping talismans and trapping arrays were very different, but their effects were almost the same. A level 5 trapping array could trap Bai Zhanfei, who was in the 4th true spirit realm. It could be imagined how powerful a level 6 trapping array was. But Zhang Shuifeng gave Qin Feng a level 6 trapping talisman that could attack the fire demon. There was clearly some kind of scheme hidden within. Qin Feng didn't even need to think to know that the three of them were using him as bait to trap the fire demon, and then the three of them would work together to kill the fire demon. However, these three crafty old men had clearly found the wrong person. They had found Qin Feng, who was even more shrewd than them. Their seemingly flawless secret plan had been discovered by Qin Feng from the very beginning. Qin Feng was no longer thinking about the level 6 trapping talisman, he had another doubt. Wasn't the giant winged fire demon guarding the purple flame already subdued by him? Where was the fire demon guarding it now? Just as Qin Feng was guessing, a wild roar came from the depths of the sand. However, with this roar, the weather changed dramatically, and the surrounding environment became even worse. The already fierce sandstorm rampaged everywhere. If an ordinary person was thrown into this place, he would probably be torn to pieces in an instant. The expressions of Zhang Shuifeng and the others changed as they retreated 100 meters away. It's that fire demon beast that appeared, it seems like the purple flame is nearby. The black-masked cultivator spoke with a voice filled with excitement. Don't think about the purple flame for now, we'll talk about it after we eliminate that fire demon beast. Bai Ling's voice was very serious. Zhang Shuifeng quickly shouted at Qin Feng in the sandstorm, young hero Zheng, quickly use the talisman I gave you to attack the fire demon beast." When the fire demon appeared, the three old men immediately retreated and let Qin Feng charge in front. This action completely revealed their intentions. But Qin Feng pretended not to know as he stood in the center of the sandstorm. He remembered that he had subdued the giant winged fire demon in the divine continent, so he really wanted to see what kind of monster was hiding in the shadows. Soon, a huge figure appeared, faintly discernible in the sandstorm. When he saw that silhouette, Qin Feng's heart began to race. He was sure that it wasn't a gigantic winged fire demon. At the very least, it was 5 or 6 times larger than the fire demons he had subdued in the divine Great Land. That fellow was like a moving mountain, as if it brought a pressure to people's souls. 7th rank beast race. Qin Feng muttered to himself. Another huge figure immediately appeared in his mind. That was the time when he had taken the soaring dragon chamber of commerce's flying ship to explore the fallen god sea. On the way, he had encountered a rank 7 one-horned sea beast. However, Qin Feng did not even have the slightest desire to fight against a level 7 beast clan. A beast clan of this level was comparable to a true spirit realm expert. When Long Outyan fought against the one-horned sea beast, he used all his strength and only managed to severely injure the sea beast, allowing it to escape. However, the monster in front of him seemed to be even more ferocious than the one-horned sea beast. Seeing that the huge figure was getting closer, Qin Feng planned to take out his flying sword and leave this place. However, before he could move, his body suddenly froze on the spot. For a moment, he actually forgot to escape. The huge figure became clearer. It actually looked exactly like the gigantic winged fire demon. It had red skin that was as hard as a boulder, and a pair of huge wings grew on its back. However, its body was slightly larger. Roar roar. The gigantic winged fire demon clearly discovered Qin Feng and roared at him. Immediately, a storm surged, blowing Qin Feng until he could barely stand. However, he was not afraid. Instead, he felt a sense of familiarity towards this fire demon beast. This feeling was very strange. Even Qin Feng himself could not explain it. He guessed that it was very likely because this fire demon beast in front of him was the same species as the gigantic winged fire demon he had subdued. "Master, there's no doubt that this is a gigantic winged fire demon. Looking at its body, it should be middle-aged or old. It's very likely that it's the elder of the fire demon that Master subdued." Little Pig's voice sounded. Qin Feng's feelings were a bit complicated. It turned out that there wasn't just one fire demon beast guarding the legendary land of heavenly fire, but an entire race. He knew very well that Zhang Xuefeng and the others wanted to kill this fire demon beast. With their realms, it was very likely that they would succeed in the end. If it was any other beast race, Qin Feng definitely would not meddle. Right now, he could not even protect himself. However, he had subdued a gigantic winged fire demon and treated it like a child. How could he harden his heart and ignore it now? "Young hero Jing, you still haven't made a move. If you don't, it'll be too late." Zhang Xuefeng's urging voice came from afar. Qin Feng wanted nothing more than to rush over and hack this sinister old man in half. However, he knew that his strength was far from enough. If he went, he would only be sending himself to death. "Seniors, this fire demon beast is very fierce. I feel that even if we join forces, we won't be its opponent. Why don't we go back and think about it?" Qin Feng tried to persuade them, but Zhang Xuefeng and the others clearly had no intention of retreating. "Young hero Zheng, don't be afraid. I gave you a level 7 fire talisman. As long as you throw it on the monster, you will definitely be able to severely injure it. Then, the 4 of us will join forces to kill the monster and obtain the purple flame together." Zhang Xuefeng threw out the bait again. If it was an ordinary Buddha Light Realm cultivator, they would definitely be enchanted by the purple flame of the earth fire and then listen to Zhang Shuefeng's words. However, Qin Fen was not an ordinary Buddha Light Realm cultivator. The treasures and knowledge he had were even more powerful than many true Spirit Realm powerhouses. Realizing that these three old men had no intention of retreating, Qin Fen immediately changed his strategy and shouted to the people behind him, "All right, I will listen to Senior Zhang. However, don't hide so far away. If the level 7 fire talisman doesn't hit that fire demon beast, you guys can save my life." The three of them originally wanted to wait for Qin Fen to use the trapping talisman to trap the fire demon before making a move. However, they felt Qin Fen's fear. If they didn't rush over now, maybe the kid with the 3 changes of Buddha light would be scared away. The three of them looked at each other and in the next moment, they flew to the center of the storm. However, before they could land, they saw Qin Fen suddenly rushing over. "Young hero Jing, what are you doing?" Zhang Shuefeng raised his eyebrows and a trace of uneasiness rose in his heart. However, before he finished speaking, a paper talisman flew over. The paper talisman was originally only the size of a palm, but it kept growing in the air. Finally, it fell from the sky like a yellow sky net, completely trapping the three of them. "You three old men, how dare you use a trapping talisman to trap me? This is retribution." When the trapping talisman trapped the three of them, Qin Fen let out a long sigh of relief. These were 3 true Spirit Realm powerhouses, and Qin Fen guessed that they were at least in the late stage of true Spirit Realm. Any one of them could kill him in an instant. It was Qin Fen's first time using a level 6 trapping talisman. The powerful effect made him marvel. The paper talisman was like a 5 fingers mountain, pressing Zhang Shuefeng and the other 2 in the storm, unable to escape. Everything happened so quickly that the 3 of them were still in a daze when they were trapped. Although Qin Fen had some sneak attacks when he threw the talisman, with the realms of Zhang Shuefeng and the other 2, even a sneak attack from Qin Fen would not succeed. It was a pity that the 3 of them did not take Qin Fen seriously from the beginning. They did not expect that because of a moment of carelessness, they would be tricked by Qin Fen. Damn it! We were tricked by that ant. The black-masked cultivator cursed. Unfortunately, he was wearing a mask, so Qin Fen could not see his angry expression. Bai Ling was also angry, but he was not in the mood to curse. He was trying his best to attack the trapping talisman, trying to escape. However, the level 6 trapping talisman was so powerful that it could not be broken in a short time. Not far away, the huge black shadow was getting closer and closer. The 3 of them were so anxious that they wanted to curse. "Young hero Jing Shui, what is the meaning of this? Hurry up and lure that fire demonic beast away, or our lives will be in danger." At the critical moment, Zhang Shuefeng put on a good guy face again. His acting skills had reached the point of perfection. However, in front of Jing Shui, who had won an Oscar on Earth, his acting skills were very lacking. "I think you still don't understand the situation. It's the 3 of you who are in danger. What does this have to do with me?" Qin Fen laughed coldly. He could not be bothered to talk nonsense with these 3 treacherous old men. Moreover, the giant winged fire demon was already close. Although Qin Fen felt close to it, this level 7 spirit beast did not recognize Qin Fen. With a flash of golden light, Qin Fen disappeared into the storm on his flying sword. The giant winged fire demon only roared in the direction he left, but did not chase after him. Perhaps in the eyes of this fire demon, Qin Fen's realm was nothing to be afraid of. It was more concerned about the existence of Zhang Shuefeng and the other 2. As for what would happen next, Qin Fen was not clear. However, he was not worried about the safety of the giant winged fire demon. Zhang Shuefeng and the other 2 were trapped by the level 6 trapping talisman. He believed that they would not be able to break free in a short time. In this kind of situation, they were like human targets for the giant winged fire demon. After flying for a few thousand meters, Qin Fen landed on the peak of a volcano. He originally planned to fly away from this land of legendary heavenly fire because the purple flame no longer existed here. However, when he passed by the source of the volcano, he felt a hot and familiar feeling. The purple flame. There's a purple flame under this volcano. Qin Fen was stunned. Because he had subdued the purple flame's fire seed, he could feel it more clearly than anyone else. There was definitely a purple flame's fire seed hidden under the volcano he was stepping on. For a moment, he could not understand it. He even began to wonder if this place was Poison Sun City that had merged with the divine Great Land. The environment and geographical location were exactly the same, but why did the purple flames still exist here? Master, you have a misunderstanding about heavenly flames. Legend has it that these heavenly flames were scattered from a higher plane during a great war between the gods tens of thousands of years ago. The flames fell into the divine Great Land and even other planes. After tens of thousands of years, they grew and became the heavenly flames we see today. These fire seeds do not exist alone. For example, the purple flame that Master possesses. In this land of legendary heavenly flames, there might be a few similar fire seeds hidden. Chapter 1809. After finding out that there really was a purple flame seed at the bottom of the volcano, Qin Feng jumped down. This volcano was unfathomably deep, and he didn't know how long he had been falling. The surrounding temperature became hotter and hotter, and the walls of the volcano became a fiery red, as if they were on fire. Qin Feng felt like his body couldn't take it anymore. His clothes were drenched in sweat, and his skin felt like it was being roasted on fire. The blood in his body was boiling, and it seemed like it was going to burst out of his blood vessels. With a muffled sound, Qin Feng's body emitted a dark purple flame. This was the release of the purple flame that he had subdued. After the purple flame appeared, the scorching temperature in the volcano returned to normal. The unbearable feeling in Qin Feng's body also disappeared. After the time it took for half an incense stick to burn, he finally reached the underground. He was surrounded by a volcanic cave, which was very similar to the cave where he subdued the purple serene flame. On top of a fiery red rock pool, a ball of purple flame fire seed was quietly burning. The flame had already developed intelligence and seemed to have no ill intentions towards Qin Feng. It was curiously sizing him up. Master, you've already subdued a purple flame seed, so the same kind of fire seed will feel close to you, Little Pig explained. Qin Feng realized that his previous guess was correct. After he released the purple flame seed in the cave sensed its companion's aura and became docile. If other cultivators saw the purple serene flame, which was ranked 5th on the divine continent, they would be ecstatic. However, Qin Fen was pondering whether he should subdue the purple serene flame before him. This was because he had already subdued a purple flame. If he subdued the fire seed before him, it would not take too much effort. However, even if he did subdue it, it would not be of much help to him. After some consideration, Qin Fen decided to keep the purple serene flame for himself. After all, it was the 5th-ranked earth fire on the divine continent. He could give it to his woman or sell it to other cultivators at a high price. It only took him 2 hours to subdue the fire seed. Now, he already had 2 amethyst flame fire seeds. However, the instant the purple flame was taken away, a burst of dense spiritual energy surged from the fiery red rock pool. Qin Feng only took a breath and immediately felt refreshed. Little Pig, what's going on? Qin Feng suddenly became vigilant. He wasn't happy because of the sudden increase in spirit qi around him. Because he had experienced too many dangerous places, he knew that there must be something wrong with everything. However, this time, Qin Feng was too nervous. He heard Little Pig say, "Master, the heavenly flame needs the supply of spiritual energy to survive, and they usually grow in places with abundant spiritual energy. Rumor has it that there is a huge spiritual vein hidden underground in the Jiangchuan area, and it is said that there are at least 2 kinds of purple flame kindling in the land of heavenly fire, which means that the spiritual vein is very likely to be underground." Qin Feng couldn't help but admire the little pig's intelligence. It seemed that this little fellow couldn't compare to the intelligence of its species on Earth. Qin Feng knew very well what a spirit vein represented. He had a spirit vein in his astral world, and it was the one he had stolen from the secret realm of the fallen god island. Therefore, when Qin Feng found out that there might be a huge spirit vein beneath his feet, he was extremely excited. Rumble! There was no time to waste. Qin Feng leaped up and landed with his saber. The golden phoenix slashed out a golden saber energy that was hundreds of meters long. However, the ground of the cave was not as hard as Qin Feng had imagined. With just one slash, a crack as thick as a person's waist appeared. Spirit chi surged up from the crack. It was even denser than the spirit chi in the astral world. Qin Feng resisted the urge to cultivate on the spot. He lay on the ground and looked down. He found that it was another unfathomably deep black hole. Qin Feng didn't know if there was any danger hidden under the black hole, but he used his divine sense to scan it. He didn't sense any danger, and it was very likely that there was a spirit vein hidden under the black hole. Even if there was danger, Qin Feng had to take the risk. He leaped down and began to fall endlessly. This time, it took longer than falling into the cave. Fortunately, he didn't encounter any trouble during the fall. When the tip of his feet touched the ground, Qin Feng suddenly felt a sense of security. He immediately looked around and was shocked by the scene in front of him. He was surrounded by dark cliffs. He didn't know how deep this place was from the surface. There was no light at all. He couldn't even see his fingers when he stretched out his hand. In front of Qin Feng was a wide riverbed. The river in it was sparkling, like the beautiful Milky Way at night. Qin Feng could tell at a glance that it was not an ordinary river, but a whole spirit vein. This spirit vein was twice as wide as the spirit vein he collected in the secret realm of the god-fallen island. The dense spirit chi it emitted seemed to be condensed into a substance. There were some flowers and grasses growing beside the riverbed. The lowest rank was a rank 4 spirit grass, and these spirit grasses didn't attract Qin Feng's attention. At this moment, he was staring at a few balls of dark flames floating above the spirit vein. They were all mysterious fire seeds. Black lotus. That should be the 58th earth fire black lotus. Elder Su used this fire seed. 16th earth fire white glory, 25th heaven fire blue heart flame, spirit sunflower. At a glance, there were more than 10 unusual fires of different colors floating above the spirit vein. This scene was like a dream, and Qin Feng was dumbstruck. However, he quickly became disappointed. When he used his divine sense to scan the unusual fires, trying to capture them, the dozen or so flames scattered like frightened birds. Fuck! His speed of escape is too fast. In the blink of an eye, there was nothing above the spirit vein. It was as if the unusual fires had never appeared. Little Pig laughed and said, "Master, do you think the unusual fires of heaven and earth are so easy to subdue? Back then, you only managed to subdue the purple serene flame because you relied 70% on luck and 30% on strength. Unusual fires usually need spiritual items to lure them. Otherwise, it would be very difficult to capture them." Qin Feng's appetite was too big. He didn't know that many cultivators had never seen a heavenly flame appear in front of them in their entire lives. However, he had seen more than 10 heavenly flames at once. This was something that had never happened before. Realizing that the unusual fires had long disappeared, Qin Feng could only put his thoughts aside. There was still a spirit vein waiting for him to deal with. When he saw this spirit vein, Qin Feng thought of something else. He came to Violet Cloud Valley to explore this time. Firstly, it was to find this legendary spirit vein. Secondly, it was to find the white divine bird. Qin Feng wanted to use the white spirit bird's inner core to refine the white spirit pill to repair the Bright Moon Tower Master's damaged spiritual core. He also wanted to pluck a feather from the white spirit bird to refine an imprisonment. In fact, Qin Feng had already started to forge the imprisonment and had a preliminary model. However, he knew that if he didn't add the feather, the imprisonment would only be an ordinary true weapon. Only with the feather would he be able to make use of the imprisonment's time function. Qin Feng was already sitting cross-legged by the riverbed. Dense spiritual energy rushed into his body, and the creation scripture automatically circulated. However, he didn't plan to cultivate now. Instead, he was setting up a spirit guiding formation. He wanted to guide this huge spirit vein into the astral world. With the experience of stealing the spirit vein in the secret land of the God-fallen island, transporting the spirit vein was much easier this time. However, the size of this underground spirit vein was beyond Qin Feng's imagination. It took a whole week to transport all the spirit veins into the astral world. When the underground spirit vein disappeared, the entire riverbed dried up at a speed visible to the naked eye. The lush flowers and plants on both sides of the riverbank also withered instantly. Qin Feng hurriedly moved the spiritual herbs and fruits above level 5 into the herb garden in the astral world. As for the spiritual herbs below level 4, he didn't have time to care about them. After finishing his business, Qin Feng entered the astral world. After the spirit vein was moved, the underground valley became completely dark. It was like a completely sealed death cage. The astral world now had 2 spirit veins. These 2 spirit veins crisscrossed and ran through the entire astral world. The 2 spirit veins were his personal belongings. If this news were to spread to the northern sand region, everyone's jaws would probably drop to the ground. It should be known that the 5-star sects and families in the northern sand region might not even have a spirit vein that belonged to their own sect. I'll call you the Purple Cloud Spirit Vein. Qin Feng was in a good mood. He gave this new spirit vein a name. Because of the addition of the Purple Cloud Spirit Vein, the spiritual herbs in the astral world's herb garden grew even more vigorous. Some of the spiritual herbs even grew a few segments. Some of the spiritual trees had already borne fruits. As for the main ingredient for refining the spirit surge pill, the clear spirit grass, it was spread all over the astral world. It was like a group of weeds. Seeing that the astral world, which was originally a piece of nothingness, had been transformed by him into a herb garden holy land, Qin Feng felt very proud. He also realized that after the addition of the Purple Cloud Spirit Vein, the area of the astral world had increased by a lot. It was more than 50,000 square meters. In such an environment with dense spiritual qi, Qin Feng couldn't help but sit at the intersection of the 2 spirit veins. He even set up a simple spirit gathering array here, causing this place to become the place with the densest spiritual qi in the astral world. In a short 2 hours, Qin Feng felt that his dantian was slightly swollen. He knew that this was a sign of a breakthrough. If other cultivators had signs of a breakthrough, they would definitely be wild with joy. However, Qin Feng was more nervous and worried. Ever since he experienced the 9 changes true thunder thrice, he had a lingering fear of breaking through. That kind of terrifying thunder calamity was simply a life-threatening existence. However, even if Qin Feng wanted to stop cultivating, he couldn't stop the creation scripture in his body due to the dense spiritual qi in the surroundings. Qin Feng didn't dare to be negligent. He immediately started setting up the thunder storage array. He knew that if he were to leave the astral world now, it would be very difficult to wait for the next opportunity to break through. The aura in his dantian swelled, but Qin Feng didn't care. His hands madly formed array seals. He was immersed in setting up the thunder storage array. He didn't care how many thunder storage arrays he created. In short, the more he created, the higher his chances of successfully resisting the 9 changes true thunder. Chapter 18:10. Unknowingly, a whole night had passed. Follow. Dream. Lo Qinfeng's surroundings were filled with lightning storage formations. He had spent the entire night refining this formation, so much so that even now, he didn't realize that he had set up more than 100 lightning storage formations in one night. A muffled sound suddenly exploded in Qin Feng's body, startling him out of his formation. He immediately looked up at the sky above his head. The originally dark and lightless astral world had several rolling black clouds floating over. This was clearly a sign that the 9 changes true thunder had appeared. Qin Feng's expression became more and more serious as he was about to break through. He had seen too many honorables, from the Buddha aura to the true soul and even godly void god. However, he was not afraid of those peak honorables. He was more afraid of the fierce attack of the lightning tribulation. Countless formation flags were casually thrown out, and waves of powerful energy surged around Qin Feng. It turned out that the rank 6 defensive formation that he had used earlier had been reactivated. Qin Feng heaved a sigh of relief as he looked at the grade 6 defense array and the hundreds of lightning storage arrays around him. He felt more confident about his breakthrough this time. However, just as these chaotic thoughts appeared in his mind, there was a loud crackle in the sky. Several lightning bolts had already fallen to the ground. The lightning tribulation had already fallen. Qin Feng did not directly use the rank 6 defense array to block it. This array was his final trump card. He threw out a few array flags. The 5 thunder storing arrays hundreds of meters away flickered. The lightning bolts that were about to fall on top of his head instantly changed direction and exploded in the thunder storing arrays. The first 3 lightning tribulations had already consumed the capacity of 5 thunder storing arrays. Qin Feng could not help but be amazed. He found that the lightning tribulation caused by his breakthrough to the Buddha aura had become much stronger. The next 6 lightning tribulations fell one after another. In the end, it took 50 thunder storing arrays to completely subside. This result was beyond Qin Feng's expectations. He thought that 30 thunder storing arrays would be enough to absorb this lightning tribulation. However, as long as he could successfully break through, the rest was not important. Qin Feng felt that the aura in his body had become purer and stronger. However, it seemed that this was not the end. The surrounding spiritual energy was still surging, actively drilling into his body. The Heart Sutra of creation could not stop and quickly circulated. Very soon, Qin Feng felt his dantian faintly expanding. While he was shocked, he was also pleasantly surprised. Ever since he stepped into the Buddhist light realm, he hadn't had this kind of continuous breakthrough in a long time. What made him even happier was that he still had 50 thunder storing arrays and a grade 6 defensive array that he hadn't used yet. Qin Feng believed that it wouldn't be a problem for him to break through the 5 changes of Buddha aura now. But after a few hours, he became depressed. Although the spiritual energy kept pouring into his body and his dantian felt like it was about to explode, he still couldn't break through. He knew that this was because he lacked the opportunity to break through. For the cultivators of the Divine Supreme Continent, opportunities to break through were hard to come by. The higher the level of cultivation, the harder it was to find an opportunity to break through. Many cultivators at the peak of the Buddha light realm could never step into the true spirit realm, and many true spirit realm experts could never step into the void god realm. After realizing this, Qin Feng knew that he had to borrow external energy to stimulate his body and find an opportunity to break through. The first thing he thought of was the immortal Buddha pill given by the barefoot enlightened being. That was the best pill for late-stage Buddha light realm cultivators to break through. But Qin Feng couldn't treat him like an ordinary cultivator. When he broke through the third changes of Buddha aura, he ate the origin Buddha pill that only mid-stage Buddha light realm cultivators would use. Now that he had stepped into the fourth changes of Buddha aura, he could be considered to have entered the mid-stage Buddha light realm. The pills he needed to break through were at least the pills used by late-stage Buddha light realm cultivators. Qin Feng couldn't help but feel grateful to the barefoot enlightened being. When they parted, this void god realm senior gave him many treasures. Almost all of them came in handy during this expedition to the Violet Cloud Valley. He used the Grade 7 Fire Talisman and Grade 7 Thunder Talisman to kill Su Ping, and the Grade 6 Defensive Array saved his life. Now, he had to use the Immortal Buddha Pill to break through. The bottle of Immortal Buddha Pill should have been used before, and there were only 6 pills left. Qin Feng could barely be considered a Grade 4 Pill King now. If he used his full strength, he could also refine the Immortal Buddha Pill. Moreover, he could refine a full batch of 12 pills. Qin Feng opened his mouth and swallowed all 6 Immortal Buddha pills. If this scene was seen by the cultivators of the Divine Continent, their eyes would definitely pop out of their sockets. Not to mention the cultivators of the Northern Sand Continent, even the cultivators of the South Flat Continent, West Sea Continent, and East Field Continent wouldn't dare to do this. When they broke through to the late-stage Buddha light realm, they would at most eat 2 Immortal Buddha pills at once, and this kind of eating method was already considered dangerous. However, Qin Feng didn't just eat 6 Immortal Buddha pills at once, he did it when he was in the 4th changes of Buddha aura realm. This kind of unimaginable thing, he was probably the only person in the entire Divine Continent who dared to do it. But Qin Feng wasn't a lunatic. After eating the 6 Immortal Buddha pills, he immediately ate the Poison Cleansing Pill, the Bone Cleansing Pill, the Cloud Melting Pill, and a series of other supplementary pills. In fact, this wasn't the first time he tried eating pills like this. Previously, when he broke through from the Saint King realm to the Buddha light realm, and later when he broke through from the early stage to the mid-stage of the Buddha light realm, he did the same thing. Not only could Qin Feng kill people who were at a higher stage, but he could also eat pills that were at a higher stage. The 6 Immortal Buddha pills melted in his mouth, and immediately, an incomparably violent and rich spiritual energy surged. At this time, from the 2 spiritual veins, there was still a steady stream of spiritual energy flowing into Qin Feng's body. When these spiritual energies collided and fused, they seemed like they were about to condense into tangible spirit stones in Qin Feng's body. Ever since he came to the Divine Continent, this was the first time Qin Feng felt such a rich aura. Even the overflowing spiritual energy was released along with his breathing. Tiny crystals formed on his skin, emitting a pale purple light. This was the sign of the spiritual energy condensing into a tangible form. Bang bang bang. After the time it took for an incense stick to burn, Qin Feng's body kept on emitting muffled sounds. He felt his dantian was in an extremely inflated state. The pressure was unbearable, as if his whole body would explode if he didn't break through in the next second. Suddenly, Qin Feng felt a little regretful. He felt that he had lost his rationality in his eagerness to break through. He had just broken through from the 3rd changes of Buddha aura to the 4th changes. He should have stopped and stabilized his current realm instead of crazily eating pills to continue breaking through. However, it was too late to say anything now. Fortunately, when he felt that he could no longer bear the pressure in his body, a thunderous roar exploded above his head. A new lightning tribulation had finally appeared. At this moment, Qin Feng didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Previously, he was most afraid of the 9 changes true lightning, but at this moment, when he saw the lightning tribulation, he felt a little happy and expectant. rumble. The first 3 lightning bolts descended violently, not giving anyone the slightest time to prepare. Fortunately, Qin Feng was prepared. He casually threw out dozens of array flags, and the lightning bolts in the sky suddenly changed direction, exploding in the thunder storage array. However, the power of this wave of lightning exceeded Qin Feng's expectations. Just the first 3 lightning tribulations had used up 10 lightning storing arrays. He remembered that when he broke through to the 4th transformation of Buddha's aura, the first 3 lightning tribulations had only filled up 5 lightning storing arrays. Just as a trace of nervousness rose in his heart, the next 3 lightning bolts had already descended. Qin Feng didn't have time to think and threw out array flags again, guiding the crisscrossing lightning bolts in the sky into the thunder storage array. Thunder roared, and the entire astral world was covered in dark clouds, shrouding the scene of doomsday. The first 6 lightning bolts could be considered to have been successfully dealt with, but Qin Feng's mood was not relaxed at all. He discovered that the remaining 50 or so thunder storage arrays had all been used up, and now there was only a level 6 defense array left. However, the killing lightning tribulation would not take his mood into consideration. Just as he was worrying, the last 3 lightning bolts descended at the same time, as if the entire sky was being torn apart, making loud crackling sounds. The originally dark sky was illuminated by bluish-purple lightning bolts, but that light flashed for a moment, like a premonition before death. It was obviously too late to refine a new thunder storage array. Qin Feng immediately circulated his aura, trying to use his body to withstand the last 3 lightning bolts. Each lightning bolt was as thick as a human's waist, and just looking at it made people despair. More than 10 lightning bolts had already exploded above his head, but a layer of flashing white light suddenly appeared in midair. Rumble. The power of the 9 changes lightning tribulation was terrifying, but the first wave of lightning bolts did not break the level 6 defense array. Instead, it caused the array to shake violently a few times, and the surface of the air shield was covered with fine cracks like a spider's web, as if it was going to break at any time. Qin Feng was stunned by this scene. He was surprised by the ferocity of the lightning tribulation, and he was amazed by the power of the level 6 defense array. He was inside the array, and he could not feel the killing intent of the lightning tribulation at all. It was as if he was looking at the storm outside through a layer of glass. Whoosh! Thunder roared again, and the last 2 waves of lightning landed. The level 6 defense array seemed to have realized the ferocity and terror of this killing lightning tribulation. The array flags that were inserted into the ground shook violently, and the spirit stones on the ground floated in midair. The scene was very shocking. Under the lightning strikes, the level 6 defense array shook violently again. Qin Feng, who was inside, felt as if there was an earthquake. But after a while, the movement stopped. He looked up and saw that the thunderclouds in the sky had dissipated, and the spring wind blew. Everything in the astral world returned to normal, as if nothing had happened. This is the power of the level 6 defense array. It's really too powerful. Qin Feng looked at the array wall covered with cracks, and he was amazed. Under the fierce attack of the lightning tribulation, the array was still running weakly and was not destroyed. He immediately felt the aura in his body, and a look of surprise appeared on his face. His aura had become purer and stronger, which was a sign of stepping into the 5 changes of Buddha aura. After stepping into the 5 changes of Buddha aura from the 3 changes of Buddha aura, Qin Feng did not know how many times his strength had increased. At this time, he was eager to rush out and find a few early-stage true spirit realm cultivators to practice with. He felt that he could kill early-stage true spirit realm cultivators with just his martial arts strength. Whoosh! But when Qin Feng was excited, there was a slight crisp sound in the sky above his head. He glanced at it casually, and his eyes almost fell to the ground. He did not know when, but there were large dark clouds floating over. This was a sign of triggering another lightning tribulation. Chapter 1811. Motherfucker, what's going on? Qin Feng cursed anxiously. Other cultivators couldn't wait to break through, but he felt like he had eaten a fly. Master, stop complaining. Who told you to eat 6 Buddha immortal pills at once? Master, don't think about getting lucky. You really are going to break through the 6 changes of Buddha aura. Little Pig added a stab at the right time. The good mood from breaking through the 5 changes of Buddha aura was instantly gone. Qin Feng also stopped complaining. He knew it was impossible to stop breaking through now unless he wanted to be stuck at the 5 changes of Buddha aura forever. The only thing he could do now was to think of a way to continue facing the tribulation. Although the thought of it made his balls ache, he had to digest the pills he ate even if he had to cry. Swish, swish, swish. For a moment, a light breeze blew in all directions. That was the movement brought about by Qin Feng's rapid formation seals. Fortunately, the lightning tribulation of the 6 changes of Buddha aura didn't descend directly. It seemed to be brewing. This made Qin Feng half happy and half worried. He was happy that he had more time to refine more thunder-storing formations. He was worried that the lightning tribulation of the 6 changes of Buddha aura would be even stronger. Whoosh! Just as Qin Feng was immersed in frantically setting up formations, there was a loud noise. It was as if the sky was being torn apart. Qin Feng woke up with a start. He looked up and saw a blue-purple lightning bolt as thick as a person's waist falling down. The lightning bolt was swift and violent. It arrived above his head in the blink of an eye. Qin Feng hurriedly threw out all the formation flags in his hand and activated the 2 thunder-storing formations he had set up not long ago. However, the thunder-storing formations cracked under the lightning strike. They didn't even have the space to store lightning. Whoosh! The remaining lightning bolt immediately changed direction and exploded above Qin Feng's head. A layer of weak white formation wall appeared in the void and absorbed all the power of the lightning bolt. Motherfucker! This is only the first lightning bolt. How am I going to resist the next 8? Qin Feng looked at the dense spiderweb-like cracks on the formation wall. Despair rose in his heart. He regretted being impatient. It seemed like he would most likely die here today. Just as he was feeling distraught, the 2nd and 3rd lightning bolts fell at the same time. The originally dark sky of the astral world was instantly illuminated. The air was filled with danger. At this point, Qin Feng no longer dared to hold back. He took out all the treasures he had on him. With a casual toss, 5 palm-sized trays flew out. When they landed on the ground, the 5 trays instantly turned into 5 pool-sized teleportation arrays. It turned out that Qin Feng had won 5 level 5 transportation formation discs from Su Qi at the Genius Assembly not long ago. After the event, he took the time to perfect the formation discs. He originally wanted to use them on the transportation points in the River Creek area. Now, in order to save a life, he took them all out. However, he didn't expect that the 5 level 5 teleportation arrays would play a very good role. When the lightning struck the array, Qin Feng immediately sent the energy brought by the explosion out of the astral boundary, and he used this method to successfully deal with the 2nd and 3rd waves of lightning. Little Pig, I didn't know that the teleportation formation could be used like this. Why didn't you remind me? Hope reignited in Qin Feng's heart, but Little Pig poured a bucket of cold water on him. Master, don't count on the level 5 teleportation arrays. The first 3 lightning bolts weren't powerful enough to destroy the formation instantly. However, the later lightning bolts will get stronger and stronger. A level 5 teleportation array definitely won't be able to withstand it. In the northern sand continent, a level 5 teleportation array was considered a high-level formation. The number 1 formation master in the Northern Sand Continent was only a level 5 spiritual formation master. However, in front of Qianfen's lightning bolts, a level 5 teleportation array became so fragile. This made him complain again and again. The lightning bolts he had to deal with were too deceptive. Qianfen suddenly remembered what the barefoot enlightened being had said to him. The 1,000-year tribulation of the entire divine continent was imminent, and he was one of the people who would face the tribulation once in 1,000 years. This was such an absurd statement, but Qianfen actually believed it now. Rumble. The rumbling thunder woke Qianfen up from his messy thoughts. He realized that now was not the time to think about the 1,000-year tribulation. He might not even be able to keep his life. This time, 3 lightning bolts fell at the same time. The aura was obviously more ferocious than before. The moment the lightning bolts fell, Qianfen immediately activated the teleportation arrays without thinking. However, he heard a series of explosions. All 5 teleportation arrays were destroyed. Whoosh! Fortunately, most of the lightning bolts were transmitted away. However, there were still 3 bluish-purple lightning bolts that fell on top of Qianfen's head. There was another violent explosion. The level 6 teleportation array, which was already full of cracks, could no longer withstand it. It turned into countless spirit stone fragments and scattered on the ground. Phew! Qianfen let out a long sigh. He had avoided the first 6 lightning bolts, but he immediately became nervous. Now that the level 6 teleportation array was destroyed, he could only use his body to withstand the remaining 3 lightning bolts. In fact, the barefoot enlightened being had given Qianfen 3 level 6 teleportation array discs. One was set up in the Ouyang mansion, one had just been destroyed, and he still had one with him. However, that was a level 6 teleportation array. Even if he had a teleportation array disc, it would take a long time to perfect it. Qianfen had no time to perfect another level 6 teleportation array. Originally, he wanted to set up a few more thunder storing arrays in the gaps between the lightning bolts. However, the heavens seemed to have seen through his thoughts and didn't even give him this opportunity. Crackle! 3 balls of lightning suddenly appeared in the void. They immediately turned into dozens of lightning bolts as thick as a person's waist. Before Qianfen could react, he was already in the sea of lightning. The lightning bolts struck his body. His white robe was instantly blown into pieces. Even his skin was cracked and emitted a charred smell. "Master, are you okay?" Little Pig's anxious shout rang out in his mind. Canon, Huangzhong, and the other heroes were also shouting his name. However, Qianfen's mind was buzzing. His consciousness was quickly fading and the light in his eyes dimmed. "Master, don't sleep. You'll die like this." Little Pig was impatient. However, the hunting pincer's eyes lit up and it rushed out excitedly. A black shadow flashed and disappeared. The hunting pincer was already above Qianfen's head. It opened its mouth wide and the lightning bolts shot into its body. Qianfen was temporarily safe. He regained his consciousness and looked at the magical scene above his head. His heart was filled with shock. "Little Pig, what kind of monster is the hunting pincer?" Qianfen couldn't help but sigh. Actually, he knew very well that the hunting pincer was a level 9 star beast. This little guy didn't belong to Earth or the Divine Supreme Continent. It was just that the hunting pincer's devouring ability was too strong. Last time, when he was breaking through the lightning tribulation, this guy jumped out and absorbed the remaining lightning tribulation, saving Qianfen's life. The hunting pincer was still in its initial state, but the energy it needed was already so terrifying. Qianfen couldn't help but think that when this level 9 star beast evolved to its peak state, wouldn't it be able to devour the entire northern sand region? "Master, the lightning tribulation this time is too fierce. The hunting pincer can't hold on much longer." Chapter 1812. Qin Fen had no time to hesitate and immediately put the hunting turtle back into the system. Although he knew that he might die from the lightning tribulation, he couldn't just watch as the hunting turtle was struck to death. Following the dream of the hunting turtle. When the hunting turtle entered the system, Qin Fen felt its weak aura. Although it was weak, it proved that the hunting turtle was still alive. Rumble. The lightning above his head struck again, and Qin Fen instantly fell into the sea of lightning. He had always suspected that he was a cultivator with a full spiritual root, so normal lightning strikes had no effect on him. However, the 9 changes true lightning's power instantly made him collapse. A layer of blue light shot out from his body. Under the violent lightning strikes, his Vajra tactics broke through again, upgrading to the 4th level of the Holy Thunder body. However, the layer of blue light on Qin Fen's body disappeared in a flash. Even the Holy Thunder body was only invincible in the Saint King realm. It could barely withstand the fierce attacks of a Buddha Light realm cultivator, but it couldn't withstand a single blow from the Divine Continent's sure-kill lightning tribulation. Qin Fen wasn't in the mood to celebrate his Vajra tactics breaking through again because he didn't know if he could survive this lightning tribulation. When the purplish-blue lightning struck his body, it felt like he was being whipped by countless steel whips, about to crush his body into pieces. Qin Fen felt his consciousness fading away again, but at this time, the creation scripture began to circulate on its own, and the circulation speed became faster and faster. Following that, the aura in his body surged crazily, as if a small vortex had formed inside his body. The lightning source is like the sea of lightning covers the sky, an old voice echoed in Qin Fen's mind. He was sure that it wasn't the system's voice, but when he heard it, Qin Fen's consciousness quickly recovered, and his mind became unusually clear. He raised his head and looked at the sea of lightning, recalling the words that appeared in his mind, as if he had an epiphany. First form of the heavenly lightning tactics, lightning attraction. A white light flashed in Qin Fen's mind, and he suddenly grabbed it. He leaped up instinctively and slashed at the void. The Zhen-Yi sword slashed out a blue sword light. The sword light was like lightning, and in an instant, more than 10 lightning bolts shot into the sky. The 2 lightning strikes collided in the void, creating a violent disturbance. However, Qin Fen's lightning strike was still too weak, and it was instantly destroyed by the lightning tribulation. Crackle. Another few bolts of lightning struck Qin Feng's body. His body twitched a few times, and he swung his sword a second time with all his might. The second style of the Thunder Heaven technique, Thunder Change. This time, the sword light turned into a few blue thunderbirds that soared into the sky. It was as if they were going to explode the void. However, when the lightning struck the thunder tribulation, Qin Fen seemed to hear the wails of death. The thunderbirds instantly dissipated. Rumble. Even the lightning tribulation seemed to have sensed Qin Fen's strong will to resist, and the remaining dozen or so lightning bolts fell at the same time. Each lightning bolt was as thick as a human's waist, and wherever they passed, the air exploded. It was as if they were going to destroy heaven and earth. Qin Feng was in the sea of lightning, and when he raised his head, he could see the spectacular scene of lightning crisscrossing. At this moment, death was very close to him, but he didn't feel nervous. His heart was like a pool of stagnant water, and nothing could cause any waves in his heart. The Thunder Heaven spell was a reward given to him by the system after he created the Shadowless Saber. It was an Earth-superior Great Thunder cultivation technique with boundless power. However, Qin Feng had only comprehended the first 2 styles. When the Sea of Lightning was about to fall to the ground, he had an epiphany as if he had just escaped death. Thunder source like the sea, thunder sea covers the sky. Qin Feng's eyes lit up, and he pierced the air with his sword. Thunder Heaven spell's 3rd style, Myriad Lightning Greeting. The seemingly simple sword instantly caused the Sea of Lightning to change. The lightning bolt that was about to strike Qin Feng's head suddenly changed direction, and as his sword pierced out, it actually flew back to the sky. When the lightning bolts crisscrossed in the sky, it formed a rare thunder sea phenomenon. The lightning floated in the sky and didn't fall because Qin Feng's sword didn't fall. In just an instant, Qin Feng comprehended the Thunder Heaven spell's third style, Myriad Lightning Greeting. He realized the power of this style. Not only did it use his own aura to transform the thunder source, but it could also guide the thunder source in the outside world to attack. Rumble. The sea of lightning in the sky started to explode, and a layer of cold sweat appeared on Qin Feng's forehead. After all, he had just comprehended Myriad Lightning Greeting, and his technique and control weren't proficient yet. Now, he was guiding the Sure-Kill Lightning Tribulation. In just a few short seconds, Qin Feng already felt extremely strained. Without any time to think, he slashed down with his sword. Just like when he swung his sword, it was simple and clean, without any fancy moves. The power of this sword was shocking. The sea of lightning in the sky actually fell with the sword, but it was guided by Qin Feng out of the astral boundary. Crackle. A loud sound exploded on the riverbed of the purple cloud spirit vein. However, Qin Feng was in the astral boundary, so he couldn't hear the violent movements. In the astral boundary, the thunderclouds dissipated, and the spring wind blew. Everything returned to normal, as if nothing had happened. However, Qin Feng knew that everything had really happened. The aura in his body became purer and stronger, and a memory of the Thunder Heaven spell cultivation method appeared in his mind. For a moment, Qin Feng was stunned on the spot, and even forgot the joy of breaking through to the 6 changes of Buddha aura. He was thinking back to that sword just now. It was really unbelievable that a sword could guide a sea of lightning. Master, the thunder storage array can't take it anymore. But at this moment, Little Pig's scream sounded in his mind. Qin Feng immediately woke up. There were more than 100 thunder storage arrays in the astral boundary, and if one of them exploded, it would definitely cause a butterfly effect, causing all the arrays to collapse in an instant. More than 100 thunder storage arrays stored a huge amount of thunder source energy, even more violent than the thunder source Qin Feng had just guided away. Qin Feng immediately used the third style of the Thunder Heaven spell. Immediately, the thunder storage arrays on the ground seemed to have been summoned, turning into light and shadow and disappearing. In the short time of one incense stick, Qin Feng had guided away more than half of the thunder source. At this time, he was at the point of exhaustion. Although the myriad thunder worshipping sword style was powerful, it consumed a lot of inner chi. There were more than 20 thunder storage arrays left in the astral boundary. Even if Qin Feng wanted to move them, he didn't have the strength. Little Pig, if the thunder source explodes in the astral boundary, it won't destroy this place, right? Qin Feng asked worriedly. It won't destroy, but it will destroy the spirit herbs and spirit plants in the herb garden. Master can first store the important spirit herbs, or buy an energy tank and store the thunder source in it. Energy tank. What's that? This was the first time Qin Feng heard Little Pig mention it. Little Pig explained, energy tanks are universal storage devices that can store any kind of energy. To put it simply, energy star stones are also a type of energy tank, but they can only store astral boundary energy. There are also fire cloud stones used by fire cloud cannons, radium stones used by laser guns. These are all types of energy tanks. You're tuning into the LoveLore Library YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.